It says you're live, and that means me and you here together. It's Geaux Stros Game 3 today. San Diego Padres taking on our Houston Astros at home. The Astros have already won this series, and today, going for a sweep. The Astros are actually favored to win today, and if Framber Valdez has a decent game, then they have an excellent chance of doing that. The Astros bats need to do a little bit of work. Framber Valdez needs to do a little bit of work. And the Astros can do this thing. They can really do it. There doesn't seem to be much of a pregame today. I'm still waiting for the actual pregame game information to start on the MLB channel. It says event about to start, but nothing has started just yet. We still have a few more minutes before game time. For me, it is about 8 minutes until 8 in the morning. And the game start time for me is 8 o'clock. So it's supposed to start. We're supposed to have the first pitch in about 8 minutes. I've already got my coffee right here. It's almost finished. I've almost finished pouring my first cup of coffee this morning. I've had yogurt, and now I'm about to have coffee. I wanted to pick up some bananas last night on the way home from at the convenience store rather. I was visiting with it feels weird to call her my friend because we were so much closer than that. But because of my health reasons, I think that's the main thing. She's kind of become a little scared and backed off a little bit. She's worried about losing me. I mean, that's the main thing she's so scared about right now. She just keeps talking about it because she wants me to do everything I can to go to the hospital and get medicine. And right now, I don't have insurance coverage anymore. The government office took away my insurance here in Japan, and that's just because of my visa change. My residency, or visa, if you understand it better that way, does not allow for me to have insurance coverage. So because of that, she's very worried about me. And so a future together with me is questionable, right? If she is not sure that I'm going to be here, she doesn't want to watch me die. You know, she doesn't want me to just, she doesn't want to just watch me wither away and die. I can understand that. Got about 4 people listening in right now. I'm going to check the live stream. The sound is good. Now I'm going to double check, make sure the messages are working. I'm just going to type in Geaux Stros like I usually do. And that should pop up on the screen in just a moment. It did. Well, yes, there it is. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it comes up 2 times. If you'll notice that the messages that are typed in the chat, they come up twice on the screen. It's a little strange, but that's the way it is. The good thing is that I got my software updated, so you'll notice that my background, it has the Geaux Stros logo again. You don't see the hotel room in the background. Not that the hotel room looks bad or anything. I just prefer the Geaux Stros background. I think it's cooler. It matches the motif. Still waiting for the game here to show up. It keeps saying starting soon, but we have less than 5 minutes to go. Framber Valdez is on the mound today for the Astros. He'll be facing Dylan Cease unless there has been some kind of pitching change. It looks like there has been no pitching change. Let's take a quick look at our team leaders. Fernando Tatis is leading the Padres in all 3 main batting categories: home runs, batting average and runs batted in, RBIs. He's got 7 homers, 351 average, and 15 RBIs. And for the Astros, Jose Altuve is leading in home runs. Well, he's tied in home runs. He's got 3. A couple of other players have 3. But Altuve is also leading in batting average right now with 305. Myers is right behind him, knocking at the door of that. For runs batted in, that would be Isaac Paredes. He's got 11 RBIs. He's also got 3 home runs. Altuve's RBIs are just 7. But man, how nice would it be if the Astros had 5 players batting 300, all with decent home runs, decent RBIs. They've got the talent and the ability to do it, and that's what I'm waiting to see. Really, really waiting to see that. Scores updated on the screen. It's already reset to the top of the first. Padres will be up in just a little bit. 3 minutes until the hour here. Why haven't they started showing the game yet? I'm going to refresh it again. Wheelbite says they moved Pena up. Kind of weird move. I was expecting them to, well, not expecting. I was hoping that they would move Myers up because Myers has been doing really well. Let's take a look at the Astros lineup. Altuve's in a DH position leading off today. He won't be in the field. Isaac Paredes is batting second. It's interesting. Man, what in the world is the deal with this MLB site? They're still showing a commercial. There's no pregame today. Maybe it's because it's broadcast on ESPN. I don't know. Maybe I only get to see the game. I don't get to see any of the pregame stuff. Excuse me. So the lineup just disappeared, but I will reload the screen again because the game is supposed to start in just 2 minutes. Come on, MLB. Alvarez is batting third. He'll be in left field again today. And then Pena, like you said, Wheelbite, he's batting fourth. It's interesting. But his batting average is better than Christian Walker. Christian Walker's only batting 164. Pena's batting 222. It's not significantly better, but 164 is pretty bad. I really don't like it when the game does not show up on the screen a few minutes before. I've got the banner going across the screen that just says event about to start, event about to start, and it still hasn't gotten to the game yet. 1 minute before the opening pitch, I'm still not seeing anything. Tatis Jr. will be leading off the batting for the Padres, of course. Followed by Arise and Manny Machado. It is now 8 o'clock according to my clock. I will refresh the game feed again and see what's going on. Finally it starts. ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, so I guess that's why whatever the pregame was not shown on the MLB TV website, so we didn't get any of that pregame information. That's unfortunate, but no big deal. Wubite says ESPN hates baseball, so of course they'll only show what they absolutely have to. ESPN also doesn't like to share anything. They're not going to be kind about showing any of their extra stuff. Okay, they're showing some interesting information on the screen, but not directly to do with the Astros. I don't have an Astros feed going on right now. I just have the ESPN feed. I would like to actually be able to listen to the Astros commentators instead, because we'd get a lot more pertinent information for us as Stros fans. But unfortunately, having the radio feed going in unison with the video feed is such a difficult and practically impossible thing to do, especially while doing the live play-by-play. So I apologize for that. I'm just going to have to deal with the ESPN commenters today, and whatever little bit of information that I might glean or that I need related to the game or the players, I will relay to you. Dylan Cease is kind of warming up a little bit for the Padres. Framber Valdez is also taking some pitches. You guys already know that Framber Valdez has a lot of outs from ground balls. According to the stats, 49% of all outs from Valdez are ground balls. I love that they're showing all this stuff about the Padres being #1 in the MLB and getting ready to go to the World Series. They're playing them up big time. Never mind the fact that the Astros have won the first 2 games against them. Never mind that. Never mind the fact the Astros have already won the series. Never mind the fact that they could get a sweep of the Padres today. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the real story. Let's talk about how awesome the Padres are. ESPN literally spends most of their time on preseason football during the MLB postseasons. Yeah, I understand that football is big, but the funny thing is that many years ago, whenever the Oilers left Houston, it left such a bad taste in my mouth, and I just stopped caring. And some people said, how could you not follow your team to Tennessee? How could you, if you're an Oilers fan, how could you not like the Titans? And I said, number one, it's not Houston, duh. Number two, it's not the Oilers, it's the Titans. They can keep their colors. That doesn't mean that they're the Houston Oilers. I mean, did any true Houston fans really follow the Titans? Seriously? I never met one. I never met a single person who was a diehard Houston Oiler fan who literally became a Tennessee Titan fans whenever they left Houston. Why on earth would they do that? Why would anybody do that? I think it's stupid. So when the Oilers left, I stopped watching football. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was really big into the Oilers ever since he was a little kid. Same thing with the Rockets and the Astros. These were my teams ever since I was a kid. Ever since I was old enough to remember, I've been Houston fans. Or Houston fan, or fan of all the teams. But after the Oilers left, I was crushed. For a long time, I was crushed. I couldn't believe it. I mean, they're called the Houston Oilers. The Houston Oilers. And then they moved them to Tennessee. Anyway, the reason I said all of that is because over time I began to realize that the NFL itself is 100% an entertainment league. I know that some people will disagree with me on this, and I understand, and it's probably because of emotion. They're very emotional about it, but here's the fact. The fact is that the NFL is like watching professional wrestling. It may not be as obvious, but it's the exact same thing. It's scripted to an extent, and the outcome is controlled. And not too long ago, several years ago, there was a guy who actually sued one of the teams. I don't know, maybe you've heard of this. But he wound up losing in court, and the reason is because the lawyers showed that it's not a sports league, it's an entertainment league. And what that basically means is, without them saying it, what it means is they're not required to actually show proper competition with undetermined outcomes. In other words, it can be scripted, and you cannot sue them because of that. They get to predetermine the outcome of the games and the season, the Super Bowl and everything. They get to choose that. And it's legal. Why? Because the NFL is an entertainment league. If you don't believe that, go look it up. People who are emotional about it, and they're like, but my team, but I don't care. I've learned too much about the way the NFL works, and I just don't care anymore. That's why I say that if the Texans go all the way to the Super Bowl and win, good for them. That's great. But I don't spend even a moment watching Texans games. Not because I wish them bad or anything. It's just because the NFL is a joke to me. It's a big joke. And no wonder ESPN would focus so hard on it. It's a big moneymaker, and most people are emotional about it, and they don't understand or see. Maybe they just don't want to see the reality of the way the NFL works. The NBA is somewhat similar to me, but it's even worse. Once again, you're talking to a guy that played a lot of sports. I played everything when I was growing up, and I was actually offered a college scholarship. I'm not the tallest guy. I'm about 6'2", but I was a pretty good ball handler, a good shooter, excellent free throw shooter, and I was offered a scholarship to go play college basketball. Why hasn't the game started? We went back to commercials again? The game should have started by now. And it has. Man, what is with the MLB site? Oh, for some reason, I know this is not you guys' problem, but the MLB site just keeps acting quirky. It's let me try to bring my Wi-Fi over here a little closer. Maybe this will help. Yeah, the MLB website just keeps going to commercials and saying like the event is about to start, but the event has already started. I don't quite get that. But I can make a long story short on the NBA stuff. All of the fouls and the traveling and all of those things are arbitrary. The referees toss them out randomly. They don't call fouls when they should. They call fouls when there are no fouls. They call traveling when there's no traveling. And there's always traveling. But they constantly allow traveling and double dribble and all sorts of rule breaking. They only call them when they want to call them. So they have complete control of the game. The referees do. And they can skew the game in either direction. It doesn't matter. Okay. Is this game getting started late or what? It's 8:10. Tatis Jr. is hanging out at the dugout. Goodbye says, I've never cared about football, but it's insane how much time they waste talking about football preseason while intense baseball postseason games are right there. I agree. It's a little difficult for me to find something to do for my channel during the off season, the baseball off season, because there's not too much action, not as much interesting stuff. And yeah, I know that not every fan is really interested in listening to all of the rumors and the trades and the free agency information and this and that. I understand that. I get it. So it's a little difficult to come up with interesting stuff for my channel because my main focus is live streaming the games. I do watch some college university football, but I decided not to live stream those games. It just seemed useless because everybody's putting the games online. Why in the world is this? I keep getting a bad connection from the MLB website. I'm not sure why. The game freezes again. Why is that? Man, I had absolutely no problems yesterday and the day before, but today it seems the MLB site is just going wonky. And we're back to commercials again. Event about to start is what it says. Let me check my internet speed right quick. Speed test. Run the speed test. The speed test is not bad, about 30 megabits per second upload. 31, 32. Probably going to be higher than that. Oh, that's download. No, upload is about 15 or 16. I'm going to try a little something here. I'm going to try to get rid of the cache. Maybe that will help. Privacy and security. Browsing data. Cached images and files. Let's delete that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close that. I'm going to reopen the MLB site and we'll see if that improves things. How about that? This is the thing I hate about technology. Analog things are so much more dependable than electronics. Okay, Tatis is at the plate, and the feed, the live feed, is still trying to freeze on me. Not quite sure why. MLB's website. Maybe it has something to do with their connection to ESPN today. My speed test is good. No problem with my internet connection. It's just the MLB site. Is this the first pitch to Tatis? No, it's the 1-2 pitch. That's a ball. 2-2 is the count. Okay, so it's going now. It doesn't look so good, but it's going. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tatis. Here comes the pitch from Valdez. In the dirt inside, ball 3. That was pretty low. Almost in the box. Top of the first, guys. Seems the stream is okay now. Let's hope it stays that way. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. And, of course, the game freezes again. I really don't understand what's going on here. This is not helpful for my live stream, right? Seems that it was fouled away. The count is still 3-2. I wonder if I can change the playback quality to medium. If it'll be better. Low, medium. The pitch was on the way and the game froze again. Man, what is the deal with the MLB website today? Okay, we have a ball 4 that I missed. Tatis is on first base. Arise bunts it to first. They toss it to... Wow, there was a little collision there. Arise hits Dubon, who covers first base. They get the out at first, but Arise just lays over. It looked like he took a dive. Arise is just sprawled out like he just got run over by a car. That was weird. He bunted it down the first base line. Christian Walker ran over to grab it. Dubon ran over to first to cover. Good job by Dubon. But whenever he stepped on the bag, he ran into Arise. And Rise, it didn't look bad, actually. It did not look bad, but Arise just, suddenly it seemed like he decided to flop over on the ground. I'm not saying that he's not injured. I'm just saying that it looked like a flop to me. And now he's just laid out on the ground like this, and they're all checking on him. Let's see if I can show you a shot of that. There it is. He just sprawled out on the ground. You see that? There we are. It just didn't look bad. The collision and everything, and then suddenly it's like he realized, oh, I got hit, and then he just flipped over on the ground. I'd like to see the replay. They're not showing it. Here it is finally. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks strange, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. It looks like a rise. I don't know. Pretty tough. They still got him down on the ground right now. I do hope he's all right. Originally, when I saw it from the very first play, it looked like he was just playing it up. But if he's hurt, that's no good. I don't want the guy to be hurt. I don't care who it is. I want both teams to be at 100% whenever they play. It's the only fair, level playing field. They've got the cart out on the field now. They're going to use the cart to pick him up and take him off. That's not a good way to start off the first inning. Check out the chat right quick. Oh yeah, happy Easter to you guys. It is Monday here in Japan, but for those of you who are celebrating Easter, happy Easter to you. Oh yeah, Willbot, you said something might be going on. Bad Abs only showing a few people on the field. There's thunderstorms in Houston. I was told there were thunderstorms there, so maybe that has something to do with it. Now that you mention it, that's true. Maybe it's going to rain. Yeah, they did say earlier that there were thunderstorms. Now it's showing defense taking the field. Yeah, Wargasm, thank you so much. Happy Easter to you. Dubon is a brick wall, apparently. Yeah, he is. Dubon actually is the one who got nailed by Arise, and Arise put his hands out and still got creamed. That was a good angle. Will they show that again? No. They did show a different angle that looked a lot better, but if they show it again, I'll show it to you guys. DeBond seems fine. That is true. One of the commentators mentioned, the runner could slide. He doesn't have to run into the first baseman. He could slide. That's true. Framber Valdez just relaxing over there on his knees. Was he praying or something? It was a good defensive play, though, if you think about it. That's not a play that a lot of young teams will be able to make easily. When you got a bunt down to first base and the second baseman covers, that's a heads-up play by Dubon. There was no chance for him to get set up over there and put his foot on the bag. He had to rush over there. But the runner could have slid. Arraez could have slid. It looks like they're going to load him on a stretcher and get him off the field. I know nobody likes to see an injury, but I feel like the Padres fans will be even more upset about that, and that's no good. Hopefully he will be all right. It's so strange because when I first saw the collision, the way he hit the ground and rolled over, it seemed like he was hamming it up, because especially when he rolled it over onto his back and he just threw his arms out and his legs and stuff, it looked like he was going to just suddenly get up and laugh it off. He just looked, I don't want to say comical, but it looked like he was deliberately doing those things, not because he was really injured, but sometimes people do funny things when they get injured. That's the nature of sports, man, and that's why I chose not to play college basketball. I got injured enough playing basketball in high school. I injured my thumb, the same thumb, several times. Injured my shoulder. It was pulled out of joint. Injured my knee. That was actually injured by a friend of mine during a practice. Well, they've got him on the stretcher now as the game freezes. You can see on the screen there, the game has froze again. But they are currently loading him. They've loaded him up and they are carting him off. And I'm refreshing the game again, trying to get the live stream going. Apparently, ESPN has some issues broadcasting this game, and MLB TV is not liking it. You can see they got him on the cart there. I'm about to drive him off. Dubon's got to feel a little bad, but what can he do in that situation? Now they're finally moving him off the field. The crowd stands up and cheers. They are moving him really, really slow, too. Got his neck and head held in place. Very, very slow. Dubon really looking upset about that. Let's hope it doesn't affect the pitching of Valdez or the play of the Astros here, or the Padres. I don't want either team to be affected by it, but you know it's probably going to bother them a little bit, especially the Padres. Man, they are really taking a long time. Look how slow they're going. They're still not off the field. Wow. Yep, that's the truth of the matter, guys. I wasn't really willing to continue to be injured. Dubon is still not looking very happy. I still have injuries I deal with to this day. My knee, my shoulder, my thumb, they never got to be 100% again. Can you imagine what things would have been like if I had played college ball? Could have torn up my body even more. It's a sacrifice. You're sacrificing your body for these sports. But they get paid too much money at the same time. 20, 30, 40 million, 50 million dollars a year or more just to play a game. It's crazy. All right, well, it looks like we're finally going to get to the next batter. Well, there's one away. Manny Machado's at the plate. Tatis is on second base with one out. And here's the pitch to Machado. Nope, Fromber turns around, fakes a fire to second base. Wilbite says, I never want anyone to get injured either. I'm an Rise fan, even though he's not an Astro. Really hope he's all right. Yeah, I agree. 77-mile-per-hour changeup right in there, strike one. One and 0. I'm sorry, 0 and 1. Here's the next pitch. Too far inside. One and 1 is the count against Machado. And of course the game freezes again and goes to commercial. It goes to the advertisement. Man, MLB and ESPN need to get their stuff together. The count's 1 and 1 against Machado. I'm refreshing the screen here. Here's the pitch. Now it's 1 and 2. Apparently there was a second strike, and as soon as he goes to throw the next pitch, the screen freezes again. Is it 2 and 2? Yes, it is. It's 2 and 2. That was a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Batter takes a timeout. Fromber nods and steps off the rubber. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Out into the left field side. Count remains 2 and 2. They call him Framber. These commentators. Framber. I hope it's not an ACL tear. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's his head and neck area. Next pitch is low. 90-mile-per-hour changeup. Full count. 2 full counts in a row. I'm sorry, 2 full counts for Fromber this inning. The first one against Tatis, and this one now against Machado. Here comes the full count pitch. And that one's fouled off down the first base line, out into the crowd. Very muted game, muted crowd right now. Understandable considering the lengthy injury and delay there. Here comes the pitch, fouled back again. Valdez is already up to 16 pitches this inning. And he only has one out. At this rate, he's going to go over 30 pitches just for one inning. Here comes the 3-2 pitch again. Fouled away again. Machado fouls it off his foot, and he goes down for a second, and he hobbles around. Bogarts checks on him. See him hit it right off of his foot there. And he immediately starts hobbling around. The Padres just trying to injure themselves here. And we're back to the event about to start screen. Luckily, Machado is taking a break for now, so maybe we haven't missed anything, and we haven't. The count is still 3-2. Valdez looks for the signal. He's got it. Here comes the pitch. Long delay. This one's hit off his foot again. I kid you not. He goes down. Machado goes down after fouling the ball off his foot a second time. Man, what is with the Padres? They are just trying to injure themselves like crazy here. Take a look at this. Right off his foot. And he just immediately goes down. Take a look at this. Right off his toe. That's literally 2 in a row off his foot. Man, what is with the Padres? The coaches over there like, what in the world is going on, man? Padres are just crumpling like paper right now. Pretty crazy stuff right here, guys. We've got a full count, but Machado is down. They finally get him up off the ground. Is he going to come out? No, they got him walking around. He's trying to walk it off and stay in the game, but man. This is crazy. Fromber's having to walk around and just wait and wait and wait. This is the second time. Both of these pitchers, not just Valdez, but man, Dylan Cease also just having to wait. Everybody just having to wait and wait and wait. Machado's still walking around. Look, they should give him an amount of time. You either have to bat or you have to go out. You can't just walk around for like 5 minutes. Finally, Machado steps back into the plate, or into the batter's box, rather. Tatis was just squatted down resting on second base. Now he's back up. We're about to have ourselves yet another 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fouled away again. Into the crowd. Count remains 3-2. This next pitch is going to be the 20th of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pitches. This will be the 12th pitch to Machado. Holy freaking cow. Here comes the pitch. Way inside. Almost hit him on the foot. Ball 4. So Machado gets a walk. I guess Fromber just got tired of dealing with him. Runners on first and second with 1 out. These commentators, man, I don't know who they are. I don't listen to ESPN commentators very often, but they say some silly things. He just said, "Do you want to send the coach out there to talk to the pitcher right now? You know, calm him down." What do you mean calming down? He's been waiting for he's just been waiting to pitch. You don't want to stop him again. Xander Bogaerts is in there, and he takes the first pitch for strike one. The pitchers had to wait and wait and wait. Why would you bring the coach out and have him wait some more? Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Might be a double play ball. It is. Dubon gets the Dubon gets the ball at Dubon. What made a good play and a bad throw. This is what happened. Ball up the middle. Dubon scoops it up, steps on second base, fires it over to first, but a bad throw. Walker can't handle it. The runner is safe. Tatis goes home and scores. So take a look at this. Bad throw. Walker can't handle it. Runner's safe at first. By the time Walker gets it, Tatis is on his way home. He's like, heck yeah, I'm going to take home. So the Padres are up 1-0. This is the kind of nonsense that happens whenever the game gets held up like this. Craziness. No, we only have one out. Runner on first. Oscar Gonzalez is at the plate. First pitch to him is a strike. Here's the delivery from Valdez. That one's hit hard to left field, I'm sorry. All the way to the wall. Bogaerts is going to fly around. Alvarez fumbles the ball. He doesn't get it in fast enough, but the runner does have to stop at third. So we have runners on second and third. One out, runners on second and third. What a fiasco this first inning has turned into. A complete fiasco. Valdez is now facing Yuli Gurriel, of all people. He hits it out to right field. It might be deep enough to score another run. No, that's 3 away. I'm sorry. We had 2 outs. So Astros finally get out of a very, very long inning. That inning was like 30 minutes. Half an inning. 30 minutes for half an inning, guys. Valdez, how many pitches did he have? It must have been over 30. What an absolutely crazy inning. 1-0 Padres. We are now in the bottom of the first. Let's see if the Astros can manage to not only even the game, but actually keep a better pace of this game. The Padres with 1 hit have 1 run. This game has thrown everybody off, including me. I can't even talk right now. Anything going on in the chat? Let me double check the messages here. Just want to check. I hope it's no new comments, but we do have about 15 people following along at the moment. 17 now. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like the stream. We got 7 likes. My first goal is to get to 10 likes. I need 3 more. But my big goal for this video, for this live stream, is to get to 20. So if you guys haven't liked the video already, liked the live stream, please do that now. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yesterday, I think I wound up at 16 or 17 likes. Didn't quite get to 20. Today bodes well. Already got 7, and we're not even into the second inning yet. So if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. Astros trying to go for a sweep, but some craziness has happened so far. Luis Arraez was injured while running into Mauricio Dubon at first base. And then Machado kept fouling the ball off his foot, and it looked like he might have to go out. But then finally Framber walked him. Then after that, a crazy messed up double play gave the Padres a much needed error to score a run. Very long delays in the top of the first. The top of the first turned into a 30-minute ordeal, and the Padres came out with a run. But right now, my hero is coming to the plate, Jose Altuve. Altuve is my man. He's batting as DH today. He's not in the field, so he'll get a little defensive break. He's facing Dylan Cease, and here comes the first pitch from Cease. Altuve goes after the high fastball and fouls it up and away. Strike one. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Come on, Altuve. Let's put some energy in this game. It has been so lethargic so far. Here's the next pitch. Just a little outside by about 3 or 4 inches. Good take by Altuve. And I'm in need of some more coffee. I've got one more good coffee bag. I'll be using that shortly. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That was a nice looking slider, but too far outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Altuve. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Cease. Whoa, way up inside. Altuve has to pull himself away from it. 96 miles per hour, just a few inches away from his face. 3 balls and 1 strike. Let's see if he'll be trying to take it right here or if he's going to be swinging away. Let's see. Here's the pitch. He swings away, and it was in the zone. And it's all the way down to the right field line. Man, that was not too far away from being an opposite field home run. But it floats into the crowd. Strike 2. The count is full. Tatis worked a full count on his first at bat, and now Altuve has done the same thing to Cease. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit hard again to right field. Right center, Tatis is back, and he's going to get it at the warning track. Man, he gave it a ride just a few feet shy of the wall. Man. Just didn't quite get the best part of the bat on it. It was a high fastball. He did a good job getting the bat on it, but man, that would have been gone if it had been Aaron Judge. He's got that extra power he needs to get it over, but 1 away. Paredes comes to the plate. Paredes goes after the first one. 97 fastball. Low. Fouled away for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Isak the ball Paredes. Here's the pitch. Ooh, he holds up, but that's right in the top of the zone for strike 2. 96 miles an hour. Good pitch. Paredes is the Crawford box guy. He could have himself 40 home runs this year just by hitting them into the Crawford boxes. He grounds this one to third base, a little hopper. They fire over to first and get him by a couple of steps. That'll be out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. The Astros moving through without getting injured, unlike the Padres. Cease having at least some rhythm, while Framber Valdez is not afforded the same luxury. Yordan Alvarez comes to the plate. Yet to break out this year, looking for Yordan to do something. Start doing something. Here's the pitch from Cease. Right in there, 82 miles an hour on that curveball. Right down the middle, Yordan takes it. I often see Yordan not even planning to swing at all on the first pitch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He swings at that one, hits it right to the second baseman. Should be an easy out. And it is. He lobs it over to the first baseman, and Yordan goes down after 2 pitches. Cease gets through the inning with just 11 pitches. Framber's already up to 30. That inning went by in less than 3 minutes, but the first part of the inning went by in 30 minutes. What a ridiculous game so far. We're going to go into the top of the second. And let's see who's coming up to bat. Casey says, cheers, happy Easter, how's Japan? Happy Easter to you, Casey. And I hope you're having a good time wherever you are, or with your family or whoever. How's Japan? Japan is good. It's a little hot here today, actually. I am not in Hiroshima today. I went to a place called Kagoshima. Kagoshima is way down in the southwest area of Japan. It's much warmer and more humid down here. Now, it is also humid in Hiroshima, but right now I think the high temperature today is going to be much higher than usual. In Celsius, it's about maybe the high is 26 degrees. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but we'll see. Because of that long first inning and the late start on the game, there's a possibility I might not be able to call the end of this game, because I've already extended my hotel stay here. I paid an extra 20, maybe about $15 extra so I can check out 1 hour late today, because I knew that I would need the extra hour to call this game, pack my stuff, and leave, because I need to check out. But I also have to go meet my friend, which I hate calling her that, because we were in a relationship, and I feel like we still are, but because of my health condition, it's kind of changed recently. But it still feels weird calling her my friend. Casey says, hot here in Florida too. Do you miss Kyle Tucker? Oh man, as far as Florida is concerned, yeah, I'm from Louisiana. Louisiana and Texas. I live between Houston and Shreveport, and that area down there is miserable weather. I completely understand the heat and humidity in the Gulf states. It's terrible. Do you miss Kyle Tucker? Yes and no. I wish he were on the team, but I understand why they traded him. They wouldn't be able to get anything for him later, and they wouldn't be able to afford him, or they didn't want to. Whether I agree with it or not, I know it's a business decision, but I do miss his bat, that's for sure. A lot happened since last season. Absolutely it has. A lot of things have changed. First pitch to Iglesias is a strike, and followed up by another strike. 0-2 the count against Iglesias. I guess I can change the strikes on the screen. Here's the next pitch. Swing and foul ball to the right side. Count remains 0-2. Casey says, I remember you saying that last season. Yeah. One hit and one run for the Padres here in the top of the second. Fromber working an 0-2 count against Jose Iglesias. Here's his next rock toss. Umpire calls a timeout as Iglesias steps out of the box. I think it's funny how these batters, they don't even have to step completely out of the box to get the timeout. They just take a step back, and the umpire immediately calls timeout. This is bounced back right over Fromber. Pena's going to have to fire over. Does he get him? Yes, he does. What a good play by Pena. A high chopper that bounced over the head of Fromber Valdez. Fromber. Let's take a look at it. Great play by Pena, who had to charge in and grab that quickly and fire it over. Man, just in time. Beautiful play by Pena. That's how you do it, Dubon. That's how you throw the ball. Dubon, take notes. Please, God, take notes. He cost the Astros a run with that terrible throw earlier. Here's the first pitch to Tyler Wade. A little inside on that sinker. Ball one. Here's the next pitch to Wade. A few inches inside. Ball two. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Wade shows bunt, pulls back, but it doesn't matter. That's right in there, a 94-mile-per-hour sinker. 2-1 is the count now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Wade takes that one. That was several inches below the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cam Smith is doing pretty good in Tucker's place, Jones says. Jake in the outfield too. Yeah, right now they're doing pretty good. That's ball 4. So the Padres are going to have another base runner on that walk by Valdez. We have a 1-out base runner. Yeah, Myers has been really good. I wish they would have him higher in the batting order. Maybe right in the middle is fine. Batting 5th or 6th at the most, but 8th or 9th is just too high. Maldonado is at the plate. Machete looking more like Macheffi. He looks more like a chef right now than he does a machete, and that's strike 1. He's a hefty guy. Here comes the 0-1 to Maldonado. That's grounded third, opposite field, and Walker goes to second base and gets the out at second, and they get the double play on Maldonado. He was so slow. They get the double play, and that's it. Holy cow. Christian Walker nabs. Take a look at this. He nabs the opposite field ground ball. Dubon is kind of surprised, but Maldonado's so slow going down the line there that they're able to get the double play. Anybody else, they would have been safe, but Macheffi, if it's Macheffi, if it's the Macheffi, there's no way he can get down there. What a double play. Anybody else would have been safe by a mile, but Martin Maldonado, my gosh, probably a candidate for slowest runner in the entire league, right? Wow. So let's reset these stats. We're going into the bottom of the 2nd. That's the kind of inning I like to see right there. Get an out, get a double play. Love it. Who's coming up for the Astros in just a moment? Jeremy Pena is due up, followed by Christian Walker and Victor Caratini. Victor Caratini, the Batman. So Caratini is catching today. They do have Myers in the 7th slot, guys. They've moved him up a little bit. They've moved him from 8 to 7. How do you like that? Dubon is now batting 9th. Heck yes, I like it. I like it. Right now, it's Altuve, Paredes, Alvarez, Pena, Walker, Caratini, Myers, Smith, Dubon. How would I change the lineup right now? Well, Alvarez is the kind of player where it's like, okay, yes, he's not doing well right now, but he's Yordan Alvarez. You know, you can't move him down in the lineup. It doesn't make any sense. He's going to come around. But right now, Walker's batting 164. Dubon is batting 160. Those are my 8 and 9 guys. I would move everybody else up. I would move Caratini to the 7th slot. I would swap him with Myers. Let's see here. No. Caratini would stay in the 6th slot because Myers would be moved up to the 4th slot instead of Pena. That's what I would do. I would put Myers in the 4th spot instead of Pena. Then I would put Pena. Man, MLB's going crazy again. Event about to start screen. Again. Come on now, don't do this to me. MLB. Work with me here. I know it's not my internet connection. Pena is out, apparently. As soon as I'm able to get the game, Pena flew out. So went away. Just like that. I didn't even get to see it. Christian Walker comes to the plate. Walker had himself a really nice line drive home run recently. Into the Crawford boxes. Here comes the first pitch to Walker. Way up and inside, close to his face, 96 miles an hour. Whoops. That will be ball 1, not strike 1. 2 home runs only so far this year for Walker. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Another high ball, but this one outside and high. 2 balls and no strikes. 10 people following along right now. We lost some. Had about 18. Oh, I got a message from somebody. Somebody important. Swing and a miss, low and away. That could have been ball 3, but Walker went after it. Well, this pitch is right in the outside edge. Swing and a foul ball. 97 miles an hour. Fouled away by Walker. The count is even 2-2. Will Bite's got another comment after this pitch. I'll get to that, Will Bite. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate your chat. Feel free to say as much as you like. I enjoyed chatting with you guys. This one's fouled away, so we'll have another 2-2 count pitch. Will Bite says, I just heard they had a positive update about a Rice. It got knocked out that bad. That's wild and sucks. Wow. I figured that he ripped a muscle or felt a pop or something. No, if you see the video, now of course I got to see it more times than you guys did. I did show a few clips, but he clearly got hit around his head area. He got hit up here. They had nothing to do with his legs or his lower half of his body. He got nailed in the torso, neck, and head area. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Walker. Low and outside. Good eye. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Walker works the count full. Cease now up to his 20th pitch with his next delivery. Still a pretty good amount of pitches so far, just being in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss, and strike 3. Walker goes down on what could have been, perhaps, ball 4. That was a decent pitch, but it was questionable. The umpire might have called that one a ball, but you got to protect the plate. Unfortunately, Walker can't get the wood on it. 2 away, no runners on. The Batman Victor Caratini's at the plate. He takes the first one on a check swing, 89 miles an hour, but right in the zone. That was a good pitch. Should have gone. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That is a swing, but a high fastball. He can't get his bat on it. 98 miles an hour. Astros have 1 error. They have more errors than hits. No hits, no runs, 1 error. Padres, no errors, 1 hit, 1 run. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Caratini. Way high. Easy to lay off that one. Ball 1. I did not see that hit in the first very well on my little screen. I understand. Yeah, if you're watching on a small screen, it's difficult to see. Here comes the next pitch. 1-2. Too low and inside. Ball 2. The count is even. Right now, I'm up to 12 likes. 8 more to go to get to 20, guys. If you haven't liked the video, I really appreciate you doing that. Get me up to 20. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Caught by the catcher, Maldonado. That is out number 3. Cease gets through 2 innings with no damage done to the Padres. We're going to go in the top of the 3rd. Padres are due back up to face Framber Valdez. Caratini, the Batman, hitting more like Robin at the moment. Not much to report right now other than a really, really long first inning. My gosh, actually it wasn't even the first inning. It was just the top of the first. The top of the first was 30 minutes long, guys. 30 minutes. And now I'm wondering how much longer this game will run. I need to check my email right quick. I'm going to have to extend my hotel stay for an hour. But unfortunately, after that, I really have to go. I need enough time to call this game, get my stuff packed, and get over to the restaurant to meet my special lady. I just can't call her my friend. But it's such a difficult situation to explain. For any of you who have gotten a serious illness while being single or not being in a committed relationship, it's difficult to get involved with somebody, especially when you weren't trying to. I wasn't trying to date anybody, but she and I we met at our school where I was studying Japanese, and we just got closer and closer, and we formed a relationship, got very deep, very serious, very fast. And then just a week after she left to go to business school, I came to see her, and a lot of things changed. She got really scared and worried, and I think it's 100% because of my health condition. She's worried about me not being around for very long. So she keeps pushing me to go to the doctor, to get my health insurance back, to try to get my medicines. She really wants me to recover. She's worried that I'm not going to be able to be here. I feel like if I were 100% healthy, then she wouldn't distance herself from me at all right now. But as it stands, that's the complicated situation of the relationship. Tatis is on right now in the box. He swings at the first pitch, rather. That's strike one. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This is bounced to the right side, opposite field. Fair ball right down the line. Tatis with a half swing, and he's going to be around second base. He's going for 3, and he's going to get there easy. Are you kidding me? An opposite field check swing hit all the way out to the right field wall. By the time the ball comes in, Tatis is on third. Take a look at this. It couldn't have been more perfect. Look at that. All the way into the corner. Cam Smith, by the time he plays it and gets it in, Tatis, he's a speedster. He gets all the way over to third. Unlucky break for the Astros there. No outs. Tatis on third. Arise comes to the plate. No, I'm sorry. Gavin Sheets. They had Arise still on the screen. Diving catch on that ground ball, but Walker misses it. Tatis can walk home. 2-0 Padres with no outs. That ball was rocketed right to Walker's right. He dove for it, bounced off his glove, and it trickled into right field. So he's going to have himself a single. You can see right here, he tried to get it, just couldn't quite get there. As a result, Sheets has himself an RBI single. 2-0 Padres. Here comes the first pitch to Manny Machado. Machado swings and misses, 95 on the outside edge. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 0-1 count. Pitch to Machado. That one's low, ball 1. Count's even. Why haven't I poured myself a second cup of coffee? I can do that right now. I just need to heat up the water. Next pitch from Valdez is on the way. That's about a foot outside the zone. Not where Caratini was expecting to get it either. He had to kind of lunge out there to grab it. 2 balls and 1 strike. They are chatting with Jeremy Pena. They've got him mic'd up. That's one of the things that they like to do. I understand why they do it, because it's really money and they think it's interesting for the fans and all that, but really it takes away from the game. It distracts them. Foul ball. 2-2. Machado 0 for 0 today. He has a walk. For those of you who are wondering, how can it be 0-0 if he's already batted? Because he had a walk. Here's the pitch, 2-2 count. Another one way outside, full count. Fromber up to 44 pitches now. Not a single out in this inning. Runner on first, and he's about to deliver his 45th pitch of the game already. He's working hard. Here's the full count. Fouled off. Count remains full. Anything going on in the chat? Let's see. Nope, nothing new. Got about 11 people watching along. I appreciate it. 14 likes. Thank you. We added a couple more. I just need 6 more. 6 more likes to get to 20, guys. Help me out. Help me out. Help a brother out. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Machado. Here's the pitch from Valdez. That one's hit sky high. Looks like it's going to be played on the right side. Dubon is out there. He calls for it and he takes it, no problem. Finally, out number 1. Runner stays on first. That'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. If any of you are interested in and following the Rockets, feel free to update me on how they're doing. Like I said, I don't really follow the NBA or the NFL anymore for different reasons and some similar reasons. Here's the first pitch to Bogaerts. A little low, about 3 inches below the zone, an 87-mile-per-hour changeup, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off, and that one hit Caratini. That got a piece of his arm. He seems to be all right. He's walking around. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let me check and make sure that the scoreboard on the screen is updated. Yes, it is correct. Oh, no. The inning is wrong. The inning is wrong. Why is the inning wrong? Why is the inning showing the second? I'll refresh that. Here's the pitch to Bogaerts, and that one's hit straight. A line drive. Holy cow, what a play. I couldn't even get it out. That happened so fast. A line drive to Dubon, who scooped it up, fired it to first, and got the double play. What a play. Holy cow. Take a look at this replay. Line drive, nabbed by Dubon, fires it to first. Great scoop by Walker on another bad throw from Dubon. And they get the double up at first base. That ends the inning. Good job, guys. Dubon is really, he really needs to work on his throws right now. He's not throwing the ball very well. He's scooping up the ball and making plays with his glove, but he's just not throwing the ball well. But man, Walker is doing his best to vacuum those up, but he can't do it every single time. We go into the bottom of the third. Astros down 2-0. Let's see here. I need to refresh my scoreboard so that the information on the screen is corrected. Okay, it should be right now, the bottom of the third, 2-0. Let's take a look at the live stream on my channel and make sure that that is correct. And it is. Excellent. Good. I got a beggar's dozen people following along right now. Oh, just one more was added. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you listening in. We're on a short break right now. In the middle of the third, the Astros down 2-0. They don't have a hit yet, but they do have an error. 3 hits for the Padres and 2 runs One of those came on an error from a throwing mistake by Dubon. You know what? I'm gonna do some different coffee. I'm pouring myself a second cup of coffee right quick, but I'm gonna make it in a different style. A different style. There we go. All right. That's what you call an easy cup of coffee. Jake Meyers comes to the plate on the very first pitch. He hits it into right center field. It's going to drop. He's going to have himself a leadoff single. And that's exactly why I said that he should have been moved up into the fifth slot. The fourth or fifth slot. For that reason right there, Mr. Baseball does it again. I finally found the perfect nickname for Jake Meyers, and that is Mr. Baseball. Maybe we can call him the natural. Right now he's playing like it. Cam Smith comes to the plate with a runner on first. 89 on the outside edge. The umpire says that was a sexy pitch. It wasn't bad. Strike one. Here's the next pitch to Smith. That one's bounced foul. 89 in the bottom part of the zone. That was a good pitch. Cam Smith was right to go after it, just couldn't straighten it out. 0-2 is the count. He's down. Ten RBIs this season, basically tied with all of the other leaders on the team for RBIs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Cease. Way high, ball one. Good take by Smith. Astros finally with a hit on the board. Cease's shutout is gone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cam Smith goes opposite field, but it sails off into the crowd. The count remains 1-2. They're showing highlights of Cam Smith's back-to-back jacks the other day. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside. Chased that one. Couldn't get his bat on it. Out number one. Cam Smith goes down swinging. Mauricio Dubon, the ninth batter in the lineup, comes to the plate. Jose Altuve's on deck. Here comes the pitch to Dubon. That one's hit hard out to right field, but foul. 96 mile per hour fastball. Strike one. Dubon currently batting 160 for the season with just one RBI, no home runs. Let's see if he can do something here. Move Meyers around. Don't waste that base runner. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Cease. Way high, ball one. The count is even. Even Steven. Thank you guys for joining and listening in. Make sure that you remember to like the video. It would help me out greatly. Get that up to 20. Sitting on 14 right now. Been camped out there for a while. Let's move it up. Cease fires over to first, but Meyers is back. He is a threat to steal. As I said, he's Mr. Baseball. He can do it all. He can hit the ball, apparently. He can defend. And he can run the bases. All around, he's a solid player. He's just a fundamentally sound player. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Dubon. That one's hit hard to left field, all the way out to... Oh, and he's going to be able to play it. I thought it was going to get down. A good ride by Dubon to left center field. But the left fielder is able to grab it, and that's out number two. And that brings up one of the best players in MLB history, Jose Altuve. And actually, the fact that he is... There are a couple of things here to note they're showing on the screen about Altuve. Out of all those championship players on the Astros team, he's the last one left. He's still here. He got the contract and he stayed. That's strike one, curveball or a slider, right in the top of the zone. Could have been a ball. But Altuve is a little guy, you know. It's like, what, no more than 5'6", 5'5", 5'6". What he has accomplished is nothing short of absolutely amazing. And I mean that in every way. 91, also a little high, but called strike two. Altuve down 0-2 after 2 questionable calls. Come on, man. This is where you teach the umpire a lesson. You're like, listen, okay, you can call those out of the zone, but I can still hit the ball, so let me show you. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He goes, and that was opposite field hit. He pokes it through. Myers is going to go to third. No problem. Altuve says, if you're going to call those out of the zone, I'm going to go after a crappy pitch and send it in the opposite field. That pitch was in the dirt, and that was a classic Altuve hit. I kid you not. Look at this. Look at that. How do you hit that? Only Altuve can hit that kind of stuff. Right through that huge gap, just pokes it through, moves Myers over to third. Now we have runners on the corners with 2 outs. And that brings up Isaac Paredes. You know what it's time to do? It's time to Isaac that ball. Here's the first pitch from Cease. Low and away, and it skitters away. Altuve's easily going to get to second base. Now we have both runners in scoring position, second and third. Maldonado's able to get it fast enough to keep the runner from going home. Myers stays on third. Yeah, that actually should have been caught. They're talking about whether or not that's an error. I think he should have caught it. It wasn't completely in the dirt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right in the top of the zone. Well, that one's actually another inch out of the zone, 1 or 2 inches out of the zone, and called a strike. The umpire's really liking those high pitches. 1-1 is the count to Paredes. 717 OPS right now. He's actually hitting really well with runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Cease. Paredes hits that one opposite field, all the way down the line and about 10 feet foul. Man, that was close. That would have been a double for sure and scored both runs. Could have evened up the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm sorry, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Why did I say 2-2? Paredes calls timeout, steps out of the box. Cease steps off the rubber. See Altuve's hit right there? How he just threw the bat out there and poked it through that hole. That's what I'm talking about. If the umpire's not going to give it to you, then you have to take it. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Paredes. Low and away, taken for ball 2. Good eye. Yeah, if you look up amazing, Caesar, if you look up amazing in the dictionary, you see Altuve's picture, right? With a thumbs up. I like the natural, but please call him the Houston Hustler or Double H. The Houston Hustler. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Paredes. Outside again. Ball 3. Full count. Man, if he walks, we'll have bases loaded for Alvarez. How would you guys like to see another Alvarez grand slam? That'd be awesome. Crowd is going crazy, and commentators talking about Alvarez licking his chops. Here's the pitch. Paredes swings on a ball in the dirt. He jogs to first base, but he's going to be thrown out. That's a strikeout. Come on, that was a ball 4 pitch. He went for a ball in the dirt and struck out. Paredes lets us down with runners in scoring position. Man, we almost had Jordan up with bases loaded. Almost. But the Astros do get some hits finally. 2 hits, 2 runners left on. We go into the top of the 4th. Top of the 4th. I got to change this scoreboard here. Padres still up 2-0. Astros miss a huge opportunity there. 14 people following along. Thank you so much. I'll remind you to take the opportunity to like the video if you haven't already. We're up to 16 likes. That's great. 16 likes. I need 4 more to get to 20. That's my goal for today, is to get 20 likes on my live stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. And now I need to go back and check my messages on the website again. View the message. Ah, there it is. Okay, I see. I need to let them know I'm staying 1 hour late today. I would like 1 extra hour for late checkout, please. I can be finished and checked out by 12 o'clock p.m. Thank you very much. There we go. Good enough for me. I think the extra hour will give me enough time to finish this game and check out, or get my stuff packed and then check out. So that's what we'll do. I want to make sure that I'm able to, whoops, where's the send button? There it is. Okay, there we go. All done. And I did it before the game started again, before the next inning started. Excellent. Man, why is it so hot in here? I thought I turned the AC up. Maybe it needs to go up some more. It's a hotter day today, and I've got the window open. You guys really can't see it. I think maybe in a moment I'll give you guys a view here. Swing and a miss. Oscar Gonzalez at the plate. That pitch was low and outside. Good pitch by Fromber, and the count's 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. Another swing and a foul ball, this time out into the right field stands. 0-2. At the end of this inning, what I'll try to do, if I can, is pick up my laptop and give you guys the view out the window, because there's a volcano out here. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Way inside. Man, that ball bounces off of Caratini. That was a terrible pitch. Way inside off the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Are they going to show that replay? That was kind of nuts. I don't know why, but in my head I have the song Bittersweet Symphony going on. Dun 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 dun. Why is that song suddenly in my head? Gonzalez back in the batter's box with a 1-2 count. Fromber gets the call that he wants. Here's the delivery. Another swing and another foul ball. "53 pitches now for Valdez. Fromber Valdez. Count remains 1-2 against Gonzalez. Fromber's on the rubber. Gets the call. Here comes the pitch. Swing and hit out to right center field. Cam Smith is back. Gets it right before the warning track. Out number 1. Nice easy fly ball. No problems. One away. Yuli Gurriel, former Astro, with the plate, facing Valdez. Here's the first pitch. That one's grounded straight up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Gurriel. He's on first on the very first pitch. Nobody there. Nobody playing that spot. Between Pena and Dubon, just to the left of the second base bag. Just very first pitch. Couldn't have been more perfect. Right past the outstretched glove of Valdez. Yuli Gurriel with a hit against his former team. Jose Iglesias comes to the plate with 1 out, runner on first. First pitch to him is a strike, 95 miles an hour right in there. Daniel Berry Sports, good to see you. Yo to you too. Joe Gonzalez says, go Astros. Absolutely, go Stros. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Iglesias. He fouls that one off down the first base side. Strike 2. I'm so happy, guys, because whenever I get back home, I've got a Space City Jose Altuve uniform, or rather jersey, waiting on me. I was able to get a sale. Normally I wouldn't be able to afford those jerseys. They would be way too expensive, but I got one that was on sale, and very happy to have it. Looking forward to getting that. I don't have my Astros shirt on today because I actually gave my Astros t-shirt to my girl, because whenever I go back to my city, she's going to be here by herself, and I just want her to have it to feel some comfort, you know. If she misses me or she feels a little lonely or something, she can just put the shirt on. Might as well wear an Astros shirt, right? 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Iglesias goes after it again and fouls it away. 85 miles per hour, low and away. Fromber trying to get that double play ball. I don't think that Yuli Gurriel is a threat to be stealing. Here comes the 0-2 pitch again. Iglesias swings and hits it right to Dubon, who flips it to second, and he fires it over, and they get the double play. That was a little strange. It looks like Gurriel held up and didn't run because he thought it was going to be a line drive catch. But Dubon caught it on the short hop, fired it to second, Pena went to first, and we got the double play. So Valdez gets the double play ball again. Awesome stuff right there. We're going into the bottom of the fourth. The Astros are coming up to bat here again in just a moment. A very weird start to the game and a little bit of shakiness from Fromber, and an error from Dubon have given the Padres a 2-0 lead. Otherwise, Fromber hasn't been bad. He's just throwing too many pitches. Astros only have 2 hits. They stranded 2 runners last inning. Yordan Alvarez is due up right now. He's going to be followed by Jeremy Pena and Christian Walker. Altuve, Myers, these are the only 2 Astros with hits today. So our very own Superman, Jose Altuve, Captain All Powers. Captain All Powers. It's probably the better description of Altuve, Captain All Powers. And then Dubon, I'm sorry, not Dubon, Myers, Mr. Baseball. What did you call him earlier? Caesar? The Houston Hustler, Double H. The Natural. I still like Mr. Baseball because it reminds me of the Tom Selleck movie, Mr. Baseball. Wasn't that Tom? Yeah, it was Tom Selleck. But man, the 2 guys with the best batting averages on the team are the only ones with hits. Altuve batting .310, Myers batting .304. These guys are getting it done. Alvarez strolling to the plate right now. You can see where his previous numbers look really good, right? But he's just got a really slow start to the season right now. Just waiting for him to kind of break out and get back into form. All these other big names like Aaron Judge and Tatis and all these guys, they're doing it. They're getting it done. Ohtani's getting it done. First pitch is low for ball 1. 1-0. Here comes the pitch from Cease. Low and inside. Cease looks like he's pitching around Alvarez with nobody on base and no outs. A lot of pitchers do this. They don't throw it too much in the zone. Let's see if he continues to do that here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. You know, that one's hit pretty hard to center field, but it's way high. Easily playable. And that's put away for out number 1. Alvarez flies out. He had a good swing. Just got too far underneath it. So Alvarez goes down again. And that brings up Jeremy Pena, 0 for 1 today. Here's the first pitch from Cease. Fouled back. That was a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike 1. Bubba says, forgot to check in earlier, cooking, but hey, from the 504. Hey, man, thanks for coming back. What are you cooking? Here's the next pitch to Pena. He rips it down the line. That's going to go all the way out to the wall in left field. Pena is streaking around to second. He's going to have himself a double easy. Second pitch, he just ripped it out to left field. All the way to the wall. Look at this. Boom. We have ourselves a 1-out runner in scoring position. Christian Walker comes to the plate. Astros now with 3 hits. It's nice to see they have more hits than errors. Now let's get some runs. First pitch is low outside in the dirt. Ball 1 to Christian Walker. Walker was the game hero the other day with his home run. Let's see if he can tie it up here. Here's the next pitch from Cease. Swing and a miss. Another low and outside pitch, but Walker went after that one. It evens the count, 1-1. Made fish tacos with mac and cheese dressing. What? Are you kidding me? Fish tacos with macaroni and cheese dressing? I don't even want to know what that tastes like. Is it good? Is that an experiment? Low and outside again in the dirt. Cease looks really unhappy with himself after that pitch. Obviously not what he was trying to do, but the count is 2-1. Have you made this before, Bubba, or was that something that you just thought, you know what? Fish tacos, mac and cheese dressing? I don't know why. This just sounds good. Are you pregnant? You're expecting a child? It's giving you strange cravings. Here comes the pitch to Walker. Ooh, that was a good pitch. A couple inches outside the zone. A swing and a miss by Walker. Strike 2. Man. Oh, I think, yeah, my score hasn't updated. I need to refresh that again. So, let me do that now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch to Walker is on the way. Grounded at the plate. Count remains 2-2. That ball bounced off of Maldonado. He appears to be okay, though. I think now the score, or the inning, is correct on the screen. For some reason it was showing the 3rd inning, but now it's updated. Bottom of the 4th, 1 out, runner on second. 2-2 is the count against Walker. Here's the pitch from Cease. That one's hit foul. 92-mile-per-hour slider. Out into the right field stands. This next pitch will be Cease's 55th of the game. 28 sliders he's thrown in this game of his 54 pitches. Pena taking a little lead off on second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a low slider, 91 miles per hour. Strike 3. Walker goes down. Walker continues to struggle. His batting average is going to drop below 160 now. But that brings up the Batman himself, Victor Caratini. Caratini does have one strikeout today, unfortunately. But I believe in him right now because he's the Batman. Here comes the pitch. He check swings on the first pitch on the inside. The umpire says he did not go after the petition. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Caratini. Here comes the pitch. Hits that one way up in the air to center field. Should be an easy play. And it is. That's it for the Astros this inning. Nothing doing in the fourth. Padres maintain their 2-0 lead. Astros just can't get any runners around the base right now. We get them on. We got 3 hits. Stranded 1 base runner. Still looking for that first run, huh? Got a dozen people listening in right now. I appreciate you being here. I really, really do. How many likes do we have? The last time I refreshed the page, it was at 16. But I'm looking for 20 likes. I'm looking for 20. We have 17 now. 17. Just 3 likes away from getting to 20. And I think that while I'm waiting for the game to get back, I will start packing up some of my things. I just want to make sure that I have plenty of time to get my butt out of here. I want to check out on time. I don't want anything holding me up. There's my hotel key cards. Get all that in there. Put my dirty clothes right there. They'll go in a plastic bag right there. There we go. They're showing some strange graphics on the screen right now. We're in the top of the 5th, guys. Padres coming back up to bat. Tyler Wade will lead this inning, facing Framber Valdez, who's up to 60 pitches. He's averaging 15 pitches per inning so far. First pitch to Wade is on the way. Swing and a miss there. Strike 1 against Wade. That one's fouled off. Strike 2. 0-2 against Wade, just like that. All right. That's enough packing for now. I'm back. 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the 5th. Let's double check my live stream and make sure the scoreboard is right. Apparently it is not. It's showing the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Valdez gets the strikeout. Tyler Wade goes down swinging. Out number 1. First pitch comes in to Martin Maldonado. Strike one. Bunch of strikes coming in suddenly from Valdez. Here's the next pitch. Good pitch. Oh my gosh. Curveball right on the upper outer corner. Beautiful pitch. Called a ball. That was clearly in the zone. But 1-1. 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Valdez. Maldonado swings and goes up the middle for a single. So both Maldonado and Yuli Gurriel have hits against the Astros, have singles against the Astros today. Opposite field, right center field. Tatis comes to the plate. Tatis Jr. with Maldonado on first and 1 out. And I need to update my scoreboard because it is not showing properly. Here's the first pitch. That's right in the bottom of the zone, taken for a strike by Tatis. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2 against Tatis. Why is it still showing on my live stream the 4th inning? It should be the 5th inning. Let me try to refresh it again. It should be okay now. Let's double check. That pitch is taken for a ball, 1-2. Here comes the pitch. A little inside, ball 2. It's 2-2 against Tatis. My stream is still showing the 4th inning. Why is that? Why is that? On my screen it is correct, but on the live stream it is incorrect. I'll try to fix that. The next pitch to Tatis is right in the top of the zone, called ball 3. The count is full. Man. Okay, I'm trying to update this again. Let's see if it works. Here's the full count pitch to Tatis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fromber gets him. Picks up another K. Yeah, right now on my screen the scoreboard is correct. It is showing the right information on screen. So it should be right in the live stream right now. And it finally is. Finally. Bubba says, I forgot I didn't have any cheese when I started making tacos. Funny. That's in there. Gavin Sheets is at the plate with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 2 outs, runner on first. That's hit hard out to right field. It's going to be caught by Cam Smith. A running, diving catch on that line drive. How in the world did he catch that? He casually tosses it into the crowd as he jogs back towards the dugout. What a catch. You guys have to see this. Take a look at this running grab by Cam Smith. Holy cow, that was amazing. Look at that. Out number 3. The athleticism of Cam Smith coming through once again. Heck yes. We go into the bottom of the 5th. The Astros get out of that one. Padres still up 2-0. Man, what a play right there. Good job, Cam Smith. 14 people following along. Have I got the 20 likes yet? I've got 18. I just need 2 more. If you haven't liked the live stream, I appreciate you doing so and getting me to 20. 20 is my big goal for the day. It's my only goal for this live stream today is to get to 20 likes. I haven't had 20 likes yet for this season. I think yesterday it wound up at 16 or 17. Today I just need 2 more. Really digging young Cam. Yeah, I mean his hitting is showing tons of potential. It just needs to be more consistent. His fielding has been just getting better and better. He has made a couple of boo-boos, but man, he's really settling into that position out in right field, I feel. What time is it right now? Here it is 9:47. 9:47 in the morning. Yeah, I think I've got plenty of time. I've got about 2 hours and 15 minutes to finish this game and get my stuff packed or finish packing and get checked out. Unless this game goes into extra innings and becomes a fiasco, then I have time to do it. If it does, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stay. That's because I have to meet somebody around 12:30. Here's the first pitch to Mr. Baseball, Jake Myers. He swings and misses for strike 1. The Houston Hustler, Mr. Baseball, the natural, Jake Myers. He calls timeout, steps out of the box. Now he's back in. Dylan Cease knocking at the door of 60 pitches. He's got a good game going through 5 with no runs allowed so far. That pitch is just a little outside, less than 2 inches. Good take by Myers. The count is even 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Myers. Low and outside, ball 2. Cease realizes the threat that is Jake Myers. I used to say that kind of sarcastically, but with the way he's been playing recently, it has the edge of seriousness to it. Maldonado is going to run out to the mound and have a little break. I wish the Astros crowd would not boo such things. This is what teams do sometimes. Cam Smith is on deck. Myers at the plate. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one's hit hard down the line. Myers is going to have himself a double. That's all the way out to the wall. 2 for 2, a single and a double for Jake Myers. Man, Cease cannot pitch to Mr. Baseball. That's for sure. What a good shot by Jake Myers. Holy cow. Man, he is getting it done. Myers is the man. We have ourselves a lead-off base runner. Look at that. Just right past the glove of Machado. He wasn't playing the line. He didn't give Myers any respect. Cam Smith swings really hard at the first pitch and misses at a 90-mile-per-hour fastball right in there. Strike 1. Woo, man, Myers on fire today. Maybe he's going to do the cycle. I want a Myers cycle today, a triple and a homer. Let's do it. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cam Smith. Myers is a threat to steal also. Swing and a miss again on another 90-mile-per-hour pitch. That was a slider. Low in the zone, but man, you got to hit that. Oh and 2. Here comes the pitch to Smith. Outside, ball one. Good take. Man. Jake Myers. 2 more likes on the video, guys. 2 more likes on the live stream. 1 more. I'm at 19. Just 1 more like, and I'll be at 20. I'll hit my goal for the day. Thank you very much. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Myers on second. Cam Smith at the plate. Here's the pitch by Cease. Hit to the right side. That's going to be a single, and Myers should score. He's pretty fast. Is he going to get there? No. They're going to hold him up at third base. Man, why did they hold him up? Cam Smith with an opposite field hit. The Astros have back-to-back hits. Take a look at this. He just fights it off. That was an inside pitch and pokes it out into right field. We have runners on the corners with no outs. Myers just didn't have the jump that he needed to score, but it's all good. Dubon comes to the plate. It looks like Martin Maldonado and the Padres coach are going to have a little powwow on the mound and to discuss the situation. Astros with another great opportunity here. They've got a big meeting on the mound. Look at all those guys out there. The entire infield is in with the coach and everybody else. You know what they're talking about? I can tell you. Coach came out and said, listen, guys, I know you did your best. You had a pretty good game up until now. But this is the beginning of the end. It's over. So just letting you know, I've already seen the future. We can't win this game. We're going to get swept. And we're going to go back home and do our best. So just go ahead and get over it now. Just accept it. It's just the way it is. So I love you guys. Don't cry. That's just what's coming. I'm just letting you know. Okay, let's go. That's what the coach said. Maybe something like that. Dubon's at the plate. The first pitch to him will be on the way in just a second. And here it comes. He swings at the first one, misses. 96 mile per hour fastball right in there. 0-1. I wonder if Smith will take an attempt on second. We'll see. Here's a 0-1 pitch to Dubon. Dubon swings at that one too, fouls it back. 0-2. 96 mile per hour fastball. My hero is on deck. More than anything today, what I want to see is a Jose Altuve grand slam. That's what I want to see. If I could have one wish today, that would be it. Here's the pitch to Dubon. Way outside and down for ball one. I would say good take, but if Dubon swings at that one, then he needs to go down to the minors. Maybe not even the minors. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Dubon. Dubon hits it up the middle. Is it going to get down? Yes, it is. It's going to get down. Yes, he can't get to it. Iglesias, it bounces off of his glove. He runs out there and he tries to get it, but he's not able to get it. Myers scores. 2-1. Astros finally get on the board. I don't think that's going to be an error. Iglesias did the best he could do, but that ball he could not get to it. Look at that. Dubon just happened to put it just in the right spot. Bounced right off his glove. Myers scores, and Cease is really bothered by that, but, you know, hey, he gave it his all. He gave it his all. Altuve comes to the plate with nobody out. Runners on first and second. And I need to update that on my screen here. Cease saying that the pitch comm is not really working. What? Oh, he's not wearing a pitch comm. He's not wearing a pitch comm. Why is my screen showing the 4th inning? That's incorrect. It's the 5th. Let me get that updated. Here's the pitch to Altuve. 90 in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. I don't quite understand why my scoreboard is acting so funky. Here's the pitch to Altuve, the 0-1 pitch. Altuve fouls it away. 97-mile-per-hour pitch high in the zone. Come on, Altuve. You can do it, man. You can do it. Crowd is really excited right now. Here comes the pitch. 0-2 to Altuve. Way high, ball 1. 98 miles an hour, but way up out of the zone. Here's the pitch, Altuve. Check swing on the outside. Did he go? They say he didn't. That's ball 2. 2-2. 2-2. Why does my scoreboard keep getting changed to the wrong thing? I don't quite understand. Let me try to reset it. I'm going to reset it, guys. Here comes the pitch, Altuve. The 2-2 count. 99 above the zone, and he fouls it off. Wow. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Nope. Cease comes off, fakes a throw to second. The crowd boos. Man, my scoreboard is just going crazy right now. I don't know why it won't stay updated. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Altuve. Swing and a miss on another high fastball. That one was just way out of the zone. Way high. Foul tipped. He got the bat on it a little bit, but not enough. Maldonado caught it. And that's strike 3. Altuve goes down swinging. I wish my scoreboard would stop messing up on the screen. But you can see the swing and a miss by Altuve right there. That's unfortunate. Isaac Perez comes to the plate. Just 1 out, runners on first and second. The Astros have an opportunity to tie it up or even take the lead right here. 1 ball, no strikes to Paredes. Should have my scoreboard right on the screen, and it is. Here's the pitch to Paredes, low and away, ball 2. Updated the... What? Why is it going back to... And my scoreboard keeps going back to the 4th inning. Why is that? Here's the pitch to Paredes. Low and away again, ball 3. 3 straight balls, and Cease is not looking happy. The Padres have a reliever warming up in the bullpen. They've got Yordan Alvarez on deck. 3 balls and no strikes to Paredes. I might have to just create another scoreboard because this scoreboard that I'm using right now just isn't working out for me. Here's the next pitch, Paredes. Outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Paredes. The bases are loaded for Yordan Alvarez, guys. 1 out, bases loaded. 1 out, bases loaded. There's the pitch. 81 on the inside, taken for strike 1. Bases loaded, 1 strike, no balls, 1 out for Yordan facing Cease. 80 pitches for him now. Here's the next one. Too far inside, ball 1. The count is 1-1. That was a 98-mile-per-hour pitch. Let's go. This is the money. Yes, it is. 1-1 count to Alvarez. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. Cease is hopping around trying to get those pitches. Right now, it looks like Cease is trying too hard. He's really getting antsy, it looks like, on the mound. Crowd is on their feet looking for something to happen here, looking for something big from Alvarez. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. This one's hit hard to right field. No, it's going to be shallow. Tatis plays it. Is there going to be a tag? Yes, there is, and he's safe. Cam Smith scores from third base. This game is tied. Alvarez didn't hit it as deep as I thought it was at first. But the good thing is that he scores on the sacrifice fly to right field. Let's see if we can take a look at it. At first, I thought it was going to be gone when it first showed it, but it didn't even get to the warning track. Just deep enough, though, to score Cam Smith. He's pretty fast. He was able to get there. Astros tied up. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Strike 1. You're going to have to forgive me about the scoreboard on the screen. I don't know why it keeps changing back to the 4th inning. I'm going to have to start a new scoreboard after this inning is over. Pena fouls that one off for strike 2. As soon as we get out of this inning, I'm going to create a new scoreboard. Actually, I might try to start working on that right now. See if I can get that fixed. It's telling me to log in. I'm already logged in. What are you talking about? Here's the 0-2 pitch to Pena. He fouls that one off, stays alive. Cease gets the count that he wants, or the pitch that he wants. Here comes the 87th delivery of the game for him. Long delay. Pena steps out of the box. It's going to be a short time out there. No balls, 2 strikes to Pena here in the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. High and outside, 99 miles an hour, ball 1. And I'm about to change my link here, my scoreboard link. Hopefully that will be updated on the screen. There we go. Here's the next pitch to Pena. That's grounded to third. He's going to rush. It's kind of a chopper. And they throw him out. That'll be it for the Astros in the bottom of the 5th. But they do tie it up. They strand 2 runners. But the Astros now with 6 hits. 1 more than the Padres. This game is tied up 2-2. Without that error, the Astros would be winning this game 2-1. So I can close out that screen. I've got my new scoreboard up. Should all be good. Let me check the live stream to make sure it's correct. Let me change the score here. And okay, we got no runners on, no balls, no strikes, no outs. Top of the 6th. And let's see, is that correct? Is it showing on screen? Should be. It is. Excellent. Excellent, says the chicken. Bubba says that'll get her done though. Yes, that's right. Do I have 20 likes on the video yet on the live stream? Oh, still 1 short, guys. I am literally 1 like short of 20 likes on this live stream, and that is my goal today. So if you haven't done so already, please like the video, get me to 20, and make me really happy. I'll be right back while the game is on break just for another minute or so. I need to do a couple of things, and I'll be right back. Go Stros! Okay, that was pretty short. I was just putting some dirty clothes in a bag. Manny Machado's at the plate, facing Framber Valdez, who's up to 74 pitches. That first one is in there for strike one. It bounces off of Caratini's glove, but it doesn't matter. Umpire liked it when it came in, and it was a good pitch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Machado. That one's hit hard to left field on a curveball, bounced all the way out to Jordan, and that will be a single leadoff runner for the Padres. That was just a nice, easy swing, it looked like. Just a simple, easy, no problem swing right there. Can't be giving up stuff like that. Xander Bogaerts comes to the plate. 0 for 2 today. Here's the first pitch. A little low, 87 mile per hour on that change-up. Ball one. Did I get that 20th like? I'm going to take a look again. Yes! Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. 20 likes on the live stream. That was my goal today. We got to it. Next pitch. Strike on the inside. Bounces off Caratini's glove again as he tries to frame it, but it was in there. So the count is even, 1-1. Machado at first base, no outs. 1-1 is the count against Bogaerts. He steps out of the box, takes a timeout. Oh, there's a warning to Framber. Pitch clock violation. Ball two. So Framber waited too long. So 2-1 is the count now. Framber comes set. Here's the delivery to Bogaerts. Right in there. 95 in the bottom of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Framber shakes off a few calls from Caratini. Now he's got what he wants. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 3. We have ourselves a full count. Three balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the delivery from Valdez. Runner is going. It's hit to the third base side. Walker gets it and he stops it, but that's going to be an infield hit. He dives and stops the ball. And he keeps it on the infield, but the runners will advance first and second. You can see this. Good stop by Walker, but not able to catch it. So Bogaerts will be safe on first. Padres will have runners on first and second with no outs. Pitching coach is going to come out and have a little chit-chat with Framber in the infield as Taylor Scott warms up in the bullpen. Oh, man. What an inning this is turning out to be. The Astros finally tie up the game. It took them a while. Took them 5 innings. Similar to yesterday, wasn't it? Didn't it take them 5 innings to finally tag some runs on? And then they wound up winning. Very similar so far today. Even the hits, the hit count is similar today. I think there were no errors in yesterday's game, though, if I remember correctly. Oscar Gonzalez is in the batter's box facing Valdez. And here is the first pitch. Hit hard, foul down the first base line, and that'll be strike one as it sails off into the crowd. Suddenly the views or the subscribers, man, I can't even speak straight right now. People watching right now is down to 10. It was up to 20 a minute ago. Maybe they were Padres fans. They're like, oh man, they were winning, now they're losing. I'm not going to listen to this. Here's the next pitch. This one's bounced up the middle. Looks like it could be a double play. Flipped to Pena by Dubon, but he does not have a play at first. So we're going to have runners on the corners with one out. So Dubon gets the chopper up the middle, lobs it to Pena to get that runner at second base, but couldn't really get anybody else. I don't know why he didn't throw it to first, though. I feel like Pena had enough time. Yuli Gurriel is back at the plate. He had a single his last at bat, and here comes the first pitch to him. Hit high in the air. Center field. Myers comes in. That should be out number 2, and it is. Are they going to tag? He will not tag. It's not deep enough. Mr. Baseball brings it in for out number 2. Runners remain on the corners. Good job, Gurriel, flying out. Fromber up to 84 pitches. If he can get out of this inning right now, he might be back out. He might be back out for the 7th. We'll see. Jose Iglesias comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today against Valdez. Here comes the pitch. Just a little inside. He missed with that sinker or slider. Ball 1. One and 0. He comes set. Here's the delivery. Right in there. 95 mile per hour sinker. Count is even. 1-1. I don't have any more hot water, but I need some for this coffee. This is the last bit of my bottled coffee. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Here's the pitch from Valdez. Iglesias bounces that one to Pena. Pena should have the throw. He gets it over to first. Perfect. Out number 3. Good job. Pena makes the play. Gets the Astros out of the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. This game is tied 2-2. Let's see who's coming up for the Astros here in just a moment. Christian Walker is due up. He is 0 for 2 today. Let's look for him to do something his next at bat. He'll be followed by the Batman, Victor Caratini, and Mr. Baseball, Jake Myers, 2 for 2 today. He's on fire. He has now passed Altuve and leads the team in batting average at .316. How do you like that? Altuve does have a hit today. His batting average is .306. The only 2 Astros above 300. Cam Smith is slowly bringing his average up. He's at .241 right now. The next closest to him is actually Isaac Paredes, batting .234. That's despite no hit today. Alvarez just batting .209. Pena batting .227. If I can see all of the Astros hitting at least .275, every Astro in this lineup batting at least .275, I would be so happy. And it's possible. I think these, I mean, when I think about, okay, Dubon's in the lineup right now, he's batting .185. If Dubon is batting .275, then that means he's having a banner year. because Dubon just doesn't bat 275. He's just not that type of a player. Dubon is a good utility player, as they say, and that's true, but he's not great at anything. Not really. He's good at playing and doing many things, but he's not great at anything. That includes batting. But the rest of the players in the lineup, I feel like they all have the ability to bat at least 275, for sure. Okay, Dylan Cease's out of the game. Alec Jacob is in. He's facing Christian Walker. Here's the first pitch. An 85 right in the middle of the zone, strike one. Alec Jacob. I know that I have his picture in there. Ball one. One on one is the count to Christian Walker. Here's the pitch. Woo, that was a nice pitch. 73-mile-per-hour changeup with a lot of movement on it. Taken for strike two. Man, you got to swing at that, Mr. Walker. 7 hits for the Padres. 6 hits for the Astros. They are trading hits again, like they did yesterday. Here's the next pitch, and the other day even. Half swing strikeout. Walker looking so bad at the plate. I feel sorry for him, but man, he looks like he doesn't even belong. Man, I really don't get that. Look at this. That's not even a full swing. That's just that's like a swing from somebody who's out of his league. That's what it looks like. Victor Caratini's at the plate, takes the first pitch for ball one. One and 0 to the Batman. He's got the serious look. Let's see what he does. It's hit up the middle. Is that going to be down? It is. It's a single for the Batman Caratini. We have a one-out base runner. Caratini's first hit of the day. See if we can get another shot of that. Yep, there we go, right up the middle. Over the outstretched glove of the second baseman. There we go. One out, one runner on for Jake Myers, the hottest man in the Astros lineup right now. Single and a double. Let's go for the cycle. You need that triple, or that homer. A little outside, right on the edge. Taken for ball one. A Jake Myers cycle would be so awesome, would it not? Has it ever happened? Probably not. Here comes a pitch. This is hit hard to right field. Is it going to be played? Tatis has to slide, and he throws it over to first, but Caratini is back. So if there's going to be a cycle for Myers, it isn't going to happen yet. That was a nice drive to opposite field, but good catch by Tatis. You can see the sliding grab right here. He tried to get it to first, but Caratini was already back. Two outs, runner on first. Cam Smith at the plate. Here's the pitch. Ooh, not 92, 72. 72-mile-per-hour changeup inside, strike one. How do you take a pitch like that? You have time to actually think about whether you want to swing or not, and he just stood there and took it. Here's the next pitch. This one's hit up the middle, over to the right side. The second baseman's going to have to be quick, and he's got it. Cam Smith grounds out, and that's the third out of the inning. The Astros come away with nothing. We're going to go into the top of the seventh. Game still tied 2-2. Jacob gets the job done despite the Victor Caratini single. Just a couple more innings to go, and we are done here. Are we going to go into extra innings? We'll see. We will see. Let's check the live chat. Anything going on? Nothing right now. Got about 9 people following. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. For those who've been sticking around and the newer people who have come in, I appreciate it. Padres are due up here to bat in just a moment with Tyler Wade starting the batting order for the Padres. Framber Valdez is at 87 pitches. It's unclear if he's still on the mound for the Astros right now. Let me see if I can figure out if they made a change. My guess is that they have not, but we will see. Taylor Scott was warming up, but let's see. I don't see a change yet. I don't see a pitching change, so at 87 pitches, Valdez can keep pitching. So they might let him come out and keep going. He's not having a bad game. According to the stats on screen, they haven't made a pitching change yet. So we'll see. In just a moment, we'll see. But I need some more water. I'll be right back. Alright, just like that, I'm done. Oh, they're showing the new Astros hats. But, you know, I have to say that I don't like them. You know why? Because when I look at it, it reminds me of the Arizona Diamondbacks logo. And I don't like that. I think it should be authentically Astros. And it doesn't look authentically Astros. Taylor Scott is actually on the mound for the Astros. So Valdez is done. His night is done. First pitch from Scott is on the way. He's facing Tyler Wade. Ball 1. One and 0. Here's a pitch. Just a little outside and high. Ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to Wade. Here comes the next pitch. Just a little outside. Ball 3. 3 straight balls from Scott. Calm down, man. 7 hits for the Astros, 7 for the Padres. And even. This game is even. 2-2. 91 miles an hour. Really high. Wait a second. I thought that was 3 balls and that was the 4th one, but apparently it's 3-1. They called one of those a strike. That's strange. 3-1 apparently. Here's a pitch right in the middle, fouled straight up. No, that's actually going to be out to Yordan Alvarez. I thought that was foul. These camera angles, man, sometimes they are so deceptive. But Yordan puts it away for out number 1. They're showing the collision in the first inning where Arise ran into Dubon. You can see right here where they hit in the upper neck and chest head area. They carted him off. They did say that he had kind of a concussion, but he's all right. This ball is hit to center field. Myers is all the way back. Does he make the play? He does. Mr. Baseball comes through. Holy cow. Taylor Scott can't believe it. Wow. Martin Maldonado, out of all people, smoked one to center field. Take a look at this. Myers rushes all the way back, makes the catch right against the wall. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Myers once again leading the way for the Astros. Taylor Scott, unbelievable. 2 outs. Tatis hits one to center field all the way back. Myers is at the wall. This one's gone. Home run. Myers was there. Taylor Scott gets tagged to center field on 2 hits in a row. One by Maldonado, one by Tatis, but Tatis has more power on it. There's nothing Myers can do to get that one. Thought it was going to be another great play by by Myers like he had on Maldonado, but unfortunately not. Just a couple of bad pitches from Taylor Scott. Back-to-back bad pitches. Man, why? Why would you give up those? Look at that. Just right over the center field fence. Astros give up the lead, 3-2. They're taking a commercial break right now. Not sure if there's a pitching change. Did I miss an out there? I'm not sure if I missed an out there. It looks like I missed an out while they're showing all these highlights. Let's change the score. 3-2 Padres. Maldonado flew out to Myers. Myers with a great catch. Tatis comes up on the very next pitch. Destroys it in the same area of the park, but this one goes over the fence. 3-2 Padres. Who came up after that? Sheets. Kevin Sheets came up to bat. They didn't pull Scott out, did they? Is that why they took a break? No, I don't think so. Or maybe they did. Maybe they're not going to let Taylor Scott face Gavin Sheets. Maybe they're pulling him out. Could be. Let's see. Yeah, Okert is coming in. Steven Okert is coming in the game, guys, for the Astros. That's why they went to commercial break. They didn't give me that information, so I had to figure it out for myself. Steven Okert. Where's he at? There he is. Why are they pulling Taylor Scott out against Gavin Sheets, but they didn't pull him out against Tatis? Makes no sense to me. Seems like a bad call there. Second pitch now on the way to Sheets, and he hits it out the left field, but it's going to be a line drive straight to Jordan, who puts it away for out number 3, and that's going to do it for the Padres. But not before they get a solo shot from Tatis, I believe his 8th home run of the year. And we go into the bottom of the 7th. Astros down again, but this time by 1 run. It's 3-2 Padres. And we're going to get more lovely commercials from MLB Network, so I'm going to mute that. Who is due up for the Astros? Mauricio Dubon, the final batter in the batting order. Dubon actually does have a hit today. He has a single. He'll be followed by Jose Altuve and Isaac Paredes. So we have the opportunity to get into the heart of the batting order here. It looks like the Astros can go through the main part of the batting order 2 more times today. So we have a good chance to take the lead here. If Dubon can just get on base, Altuve can keep it going, and then we have more power coming up to the plate. I'm not discouraged. 15 people following along right now. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please like the live stream. I got to my 20 like goal, and I appreciate that. But more is always welcome. More is always welcome. I see I got a happy Easter comment on one of my videos from Wargasm, I believe. So I'd like to say to you, Happy Easter to you too, and thank you for coming back again and again and following my channel. I do appreciate that. It's kind of weird to me that MLB just keeps showing these useless moments that don't really matter. You know, like Soto's first home run with this team, Kyle Tucker's first home run with that team, Ohtani's first home run with this team. Who cares about those things? Maybe if you show it one time, it's okay, but if you keep showing it basically every commercial break, who really cares? It's useless. It doesn't matter. You know what? Cam Smith's back-to-back home runs the other day would be better to show than showing Kyle Tucker's home run with the Cubs, his first home run with the Cubs over and over again. It's more impressive. Rookie Cam Smith gets back-to-back homers for the first time against the Padres. Why not show that over and over? The answer is because it's the Astros. It's not the Dodgers. It's not the Cubs. It's not the Yankees. It's not the Mets. And so they're not going to show those highlights from the Astros. It's definitely a bias. Everybody knows it. But it's okay. Astros tend to do better when they get the grief, right? They thrive and do better when they get the grief. Well, you know, it's like the Padres commentator said the other day about Tatis. He is the Padres offense. How Tatis is playing right now is how Yordan Alvarez should be playing. Dubon hits it to right field, opposite field. It's going to drop. Oh, it's just about a foot foul. That was almost a bloop single by Dubon. Man, that would have been a great way to start right there. Strike one. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch to Dubon. He takes that one for strike 2. 86 mile per hour fastball right in the middle of the plate. Got to hit that one. Alec Jacob pitching now for the Padres. He's about to deliver his baker's dozen to Dubon, who's got the 0-2 count. Just a little high and outside. Good take. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Mauricio Dubon. Here's the pitch. Right in the middle, he swings and fouls that one back. Stays alive, 1-2. Here's the pitch from Jacob. That one's grounded to the left side, picked up by the shortstop. He fires over, gets the out. Dubon goes down. Out number 1. They're showing more highlights of the Tatis home run there. Not really interested in that so much. I thought they were going to show the ground out by Dubon, but I'm not really interested in that either. I don't know why. Why would I show that? They're both sources of grief for us Astros fans. Well, it looks like Alex Jacob is going to be done. They're going to take him out, not let him pitch to Jose Altuve. So we've got another pitching change for the Padres. Let's see if I can figure out who they are bringing in. Jacob pitched 1.1 innings. Gave up 1 hit. 1 strikeout. No earned runs. Just got the out against Dubon. but they're not going to let him face Altuve. Astros have the series won already, but the sweep is what I was looking for. They need 2 runs to win this game as it stands right now, assuming that they can hold the Padres to 3. It's 3-2. San Diego with 8 hits. Astros with 7. Once again, they are showing Kyle Tucker's first home run with the Cubs. Ohtani's first home run with the Dodgers. Tucker's first home run with the Cubs. Over and over and over again, every single commercial break. Come up with something better. Okay, we have a new pitcher. Jason Adam is on the mound for the Padres. Finally, it's updated on the screen. Adam. That's an interesting family name. Usually it's Adams. Jason Adam. Adam is on the mound, and he's facing my hero, Jose Altuve's 1 for 3 today with a single. Here's the first pitch. He's got an interesting windup. That's ball 1, high and outside. Let me see if I can get his picture changed here. There he is. Jason Adam. Here's the next pitch to Altuve. Man, that was about 3 inches above the zone and called a strike. How can you call that a strike on Altuve? It was out of the zone. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Adam. Altuve takes that one a little high and outside, but strike 2. 1-2 is the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Altuve with 1 out, no runners on here in the bottom of the 7th. All right, Altuve's ready to go. Here comes a pitch from Adam. Low and outside, ball 2. The count is even. Astros need just 1 run to tie this up again. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Altuve. Altuve gives it a hard ride out to left field all the way to the wall. Might be playable at the wall. It's caught. Gonzalez overplayed it and then came back. It was just a few feet away from the wall. Man, Jose Altuve launched that one so high. It took forever to come down. But I don't know what exactly happened here, but you can see Gonzalez overplayed it and had to come back on it. That ball was curving a lot, I guess. Jason Adam was like, is that going to be caught? Yeah, he was a little worried about that. Altuve almost tied it up. Isaac Paredes comes to the plate with 2 outs and no runners on. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. Man, he got so far underneath that one. So close to being a homer. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Here's the next pitch to Paredes. He hits that one down the third baseline, just foul. Strike 1. Man. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's hit a scribbler to the pitcher. He just tosses it to first base and gets the out, no problem. And that's going to be out number 3. The Astros do nothing. Altuve comes just a few feet shy of getting himself a home run and tying this game. Man, we needed that so bad, but as it stands, we're going to go into the top of the 8th. This game 3-2, Padres still up. Altuve gave it a ride, man. It was so high up there. So close. Goodness gracious me. Got about 15 people hanging in there right now. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We've got 20 likes. That was my goal. If you haven't liked the live stream, you could do that for me. and help me get higher and higher on that visibility list that YouTube has. Man, I've got so much trash in this room. I've stayed here for 3 days at this hotel, and they're not doing cleanup for me unless I request it specifically, and I think I have to pay extra for it for some reason. But if I just take care of my trash here and put it in the can, then whenever I leave, they take care of it for free. Tell me how that makes any sense at all. I just don't get it. I really don't get it, but you know, that's the way it is. Let's see here. Manny Machado is going to be up to face Steven Okert in just a moment, assuming that Okert is still in the game. Let's take a look and see if they've updated that information on the screen. According to the data on screen, Okert is still in the game, but we'll find out in just a moment for sure. And now they're showing Juan Soto's first home run with the Mets again. So Ohtani, Soto, and Tucker, they just keep showing their first home runs with their teams over and over and over and over and over again every single commercial break. Looks like Okert is still on the mound. He'll be facing Manny Machado, who's 1 for 2 today. And here's the first pitch. Way up and high. Outside, 79 miles per hour, ball 1. Looks like he lost control of that one. Okert wanted to change the ball, so he's got a fresh one right out of the oven, i.e. the umpire's pocket. Here comes a 1-0 pitch to Machado. Way high and outside again, ball 2. Maybe it's not the ball, maybe it's just your grip. Two and 0's the count. Here's the pitch from Okert. Wow, that was fouled off of Caratini's face mask. He flinched, but he seems okay. First strike, 2-1 is the count. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Taken outside. That was about 5 inches out of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. All right. Strike 2. Machado thought that was a ball, and he tossed his bat to the side, started taking his elbow guard off. But that was strike 2, my friend. Take a look at this. It's funny. He's like, that's a ball. Nope, that's strike 2. Here's the next pitch, the full count. Hit hard to left field, all the way out to the wall. Myers is underneath it on the warning track. He's got it right at the wall, and he puts it away for out number 1. He gave it a ride, but Myers had plenty of time to get out there and get underneath it. On a 3-2 count, Machado flies out to deep center field. One away. And that brings up Xander Bogaerts. Here comes the first pitch. Just a little inside, ball 1. 93 mile per hour fastball. David Cone, the pitcher. You've got him commentating. Here's the next pitch. That one's hit hard to left field. That's going to be all the way out to the wall. Probably a double for Bogaerts. He's on his way to second. Jordan gets the throw there, but he's in there standing for a double. One out double. Padres have a runner in scoring position. That brings up Oscar Gonzalez. First pitch from Okert on the way. Swing and a miss. 81-mile-per-hour slider. Good pitch from Okert. Gonzalez couldn't get his bat on it. No new comments in the chat. If you guys have anything to say, feel free to drop it in there. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Okert. Fouled back. Another slider. 0-2. Okert's ahead in the count. 9 hits now for the Padres. 7 for the Astros. This has turned into another one of those which pitcher breaks first kind of games. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Okert gets the strikeout. Good job. Slider. 3 straight pitch strikeout against Gonzalez. And that's going to bring up Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel flew out his last at bat. Before that, he had a single. Espada's coming out to the mound. That might be it for Okert. Yeah, it's going to be a pitching change. Okert did whatever they wanted him to do. And now they're bringing in somebody else. Who are they bringing in? We'll see. Two outs in the top of the 8th. The Padres have a runner on second after a double. They are now pulling Stephen Okert out of the game, bringing in Logan Vanway. Logan Vanway. He'll be in just a moment. I'm trying to get a couple of things sorted out on my screen here. We are on a short break. They're showing some highlights. Okay, let me make sure that everything on the screen is updated correct. It all looks good. Update the live. Yep, it's correct. It's good to go. Okay, guys, I think I'm ready just in time. I really need this inning to be over so I can take a quick bathroom break. Oh, I forgot to change the pitcher. I guess I can do that right now. Vanway is on the mound, and the first pitch is a ball outside to Yuli Gurriel. Logan Vanway. Do I have him in my folder? I thought I did. Yes, I do. There we go. Next pitch is on the way outside. Ball 2 to Yuli. There we go. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's a pitch to Yuli. Another one outside. 3 balls, no strikes. You got to pitch to him, man. You got to pitch. Here comes the 3-0 pitch to Gurriel. Way outside, ball 4. 4 straight pitch walk to Yuli Gurriel. Man. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Logan Von Way on the mound. A 4-pitch walk to Yuli Gurriel. Second base runner this inning. The last one given up by Stephen Okert, on a double. Jose Iglesias comes to the plate. A short meeting at the mound is now finished. Here comes the pitch from Von Way. Fouled straight back for strike 1. Fastball in the upper middle part of the zone. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch from Von Way. High, 90 miles an hour, taken for ball 1. Sinker misses by about a good 8 inches. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Right in there and fouled away on the inside edge. Strike 2. Bounces harmlessly over towards the dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 8th here. Astros trying to get out of this inning without giving up any more runs. Iglesias is 0 for 3 today. Let's make it 0 for 4. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Von Way. He swings at that one, hits it on the right side, but Walker's right there and he takes it himself. And that'll be out number 3. And that's it for the Padres in this inning. The Astros get out of it. No extra damage done. The score remains 3-2. Man, I just can't speak right now, can I? The score remains 3-2. Sorry about that. Maybe I didn't sleep enough last night. I think that I got 6 hours of sleep total. It's not really enough for me. I need a good solid 8 hours of sleep these days because of my health. I feel a lot better when I get 8 hours of sleep. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Who's coming up for the Astros? Yordan Alvarez is due up, followed by Jeremy Pena and Christian Walker. These guys can do something. They have the power to tie up and take the lead in this game. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can pull it off. Yordan is coming up to the plate with an 0-2 performance today. No walks, no hits, nothing for Yordan yet, and he takes that one for strike 1. 76 miles an hour right in the zone. Jason Adams still on the mound for the Padres. 0-1 is the count. Bases are clean, no outs. Let's do something. Here's the pitch. Yordan fouls that one off. Goes into the crowd. Strike 2. 88-mile-per-hour changeup. At what point do you start to worry about a player like Alvarez? That's a question I've been wondering recently. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way high and outside. Ball 1. Everyone says the same thing basically, and I was even talking about that earlier. You know, they've got Jordan in the number 3 slot, and they're like, well, he's Jordan, he'll come back. And they keep talking about how great his stats are over the past few years, but at what point do you start to worry about his production? Fouled away, 94 on the outside edge. Count remains 1-2. How many games do we have to get through with Jordan barely batting 200 before we start to worry? Just curious. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled down the first baseline. 85-mile-per-hour slider. Count remains 1-2. 16 watching. Welcome new people who are viewing right now. Jordan is at the plate. 1-2. Here's the pitch. That's hit right to the shortstop. No, that's the second baseman playing over. Alvarez goes down again. No hits. Nothing but mediocre, not even mediocre play from Jordan today. Just bad play. He hasn't done anything at the plate. He hasn't got a walk. He hasn't got a hit. And now his batting average is is it under 200 now? It should be. It's right at it. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch from Adam. Right in there, another 79-mile-per-hour sweeper right in the zone. He started Jordan and Pena off with a pitch right in the zone. Sounds like the Astros have Brian King ready to come in for the next inning. Pena hits that one just down the third baseline foul for strike 2. So the Astros are going to have Brian King coming up in the 9th inning. King gave up an unfortunate home run. It was kind of a lucky home run the other day, but other than that, he has been solid. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter how good you pitch, people can get lucky, and I think that was a lucky hit. If you go back and look at it, you'll see what I mean. The guy who hit it, it's not common for him to get a home run like that. He's not a big home run hitter anyway. No balls, 2 strikes to Pena. Here comes the pitch from Adam. Low and away, ball 1. We need the Flash to get on base. Come on, Flash. At least a double here is what we need from Pena. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. Pena's going to run to first. He looks like he's going to be safe. They fire to first. He beats the throw. So he's going to be on. Pena's going to be on because on that strikeout in the dirt, it got away from Maldonado. Pena took off, and he's able to get it. Take a look at this. It just got away. Took Pena a moment to realize, and he finally took off. But it was too late. Too late for Maldonado. Pena is on. How about that? Pena strikes out, but gets on. Any way you can. Any way you can. The Flash is on first base with 1 out. Now there's a little meeting on the mound. The Astros fans booing. I will never understand or accept why fans boo something that all teams do, including their own. If the Astros do it, of course the Astros fans won't boo, but the other team does it, then they boo. Let's take a look at this. Yep. The ball just goes crazy, and then Pena finally is like, oh yeah, I can run. Yeah, you can run, boy. Run. That's what my dad would say. Run, boy. Christian Walker at the plate, 0-3, with another opportunity to be a hero today. Here's the first pitch from Adam. He comes set on the mound. Here's the delivery. Long pause. Hits straight up in the air. It's going to be an infield fly. The shortstop is over. And he drops it. Oh, he drops it so they can get Pena out on second base. I see what they're doing there. They want Walker on first base, but not Pena. Shortstop just let that one fall. You can see right here on the replay. Pena's a speedster, so they just let it drop. He just lets it drop so they can get Pena out at second and exchange him for Walker. So the Flash is no longer on the base pads. 2 away. But they change him out for Chas McCormick. Chas McCormick comes in for Walker. And the Batman is now at the plate. Victor Caratini. Caratini does have a single today. Here comes the first pitch to Caratini. A little low. Good take. Ball 1. Jordan can't hit. He is trash. Steve Brooks with a Astros symbol. Okay? You're definitely not an Astros fan, whoever you are. 1-0 is the count against Caratini. Here's the pitch from Adam. And he's going. McCormick is going. And he gets the base. The throw seemed there. But the ball bounces out of the glove of the second baseman. Let's take a look at that replay. Chas McCormick gets the steal simply because the ball comes out. It was right there. Man. 2 balls. No strikes. Caratini with a runner in scoring position. Let's see what he can do. Here comes the pitch from Adam. Long pause as he looks at McCormick. Here's the delivery. A little half swing on a changeup. Strike 1. Caratini didn't commit to that. He came around too early and just slowed down. He should have held up. Takes a timeout. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Chas McCormick on second. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Caratini. He swings and misses. That one's in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. $20 people following along right now and listening in. Pretty tight game, guys. Thank you for being here and hanging in with me. Got a little more to go before this game is over. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Caratini. Fouled away opposite field out into the left field stands. Count remains 2-2. Here comes the 18th or the 25th pitch, I'm sorry, for Adam so far this game. He takes it right in there for strike 3. Froze him up. Strikeout. Astros do absolutely nothing in this inning. They get a runner to second, but they strand him there. Right in the middle of the plate. The Batman decides to go down like Robin. So we go into the top of the 9th. And I'm going to take a trip to the toilet. I'll be right back, guys. Apparently they didn't get my message about me staying an extra hour, even though I sent it 2 hours ago. All right. What a great play by Paredes, guys. Before I can get back to the game, I had a phone call just now. They might be coming to my room to get me to sign for the extra hour. If there's a knock at the door, I'm going to have to grab that right quick. But I just want to let you know that it's a one away in the top of the ninth. Paredes made a great play. Brian King is on the mound for the Astros. One and 0 is the count to Martin Maldonado. 1 out. Ball one, fouled away on that one. That's strike one. The count is even 1-1. See if I can change the pitcher out. Now that we got Brian King in there. Here's the next pitch from King. Maldonado hits that one up the middle. Is it going to be down? Yes, it is. He's down for a hit. Man, what is the deal? Maldonado has 2 hits this game against the Astros. A single. 2 hits. Maldonado on first base with 1 out in the top of the ninth. And Tatis comes to the plate. Tatis Jr. Here comes the pitch. First pitch just barely inside, ball 1. Here's the next pitch. Right on the outside edge. Could have been called either way, but the umpire liked it. The count's even 1-1. 10 hits now for the Padres. They get into double digits. The Astros with 7. 3-2 with 1 out. Brian King on the mound. Here's the pitch to Tatis. Another one right on the edge. 92 miles an hour. Strike 2. Good pitch. Tatis didn't swing at either one of those. Didn't really like them. But those are good pitches. King takes a moment to get the call he wants. And here comes the pitch. Low in the zone. Strike 3. He got Tatis on 3 straight pitches looking. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Out number 2. Brian King made Tatis look like he didn't know what he was doing there. Look at this. Boom. Can't take that. You got to swing at that if you got 2 strikes, my friend. That brings up for, no, I'm sorry, Gavin Sheets. He takes that pitch outside for ball 1. No, that was called a strike on the outside corner. My bad. 0-1. Umpire liked it. Here's the next pitch. Way inside. That's definitely not a strike. Almost hit him. Count is even 1-1. 2 outs. Runner on first. Astros with just one more opportunity to do something from the plate. Brian King 2 strikes away from his 3rd out. Strike 2. Inside, 92 miles an hour. Magnum PI shooting strikes right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Sheets. He fouls that one off down the left field side, opposite field, about 10 feet into the crowd. Count remains 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Sheets. King gets him to swing, but he barely fouls it off. Stays alive. King has got that serious look on his face right now. He's in serious mode. Here comes a 1-2 pitch again. That one's hit up the middle. Is it going to be playable? Looks like Myers is back on it. And he's got it no problem. Myers puts that away. 4 up and 3 down. No damage done. King does his job. Padres have a new pitcher coming in. Astros are down to their last at bat for now. And the bottom of the 9th. Who's coming up to bat? Let's see. Let's see. Jake Myers? Is he really coming up to bat right now? Really? Is he the man? I think he is. Myers batting 2 for 3 today with a .310 average. Currently leading the team. He passed up Altuve. 1 second, I've got somebody at the door.
Attention please, attention please. We will be conduct inspection of the emergency broadcast. That is to check for your hearting equipment.
Okay, my bad. That is not somebody at the door. They're making an announcement.
Thank you for cooperation.
They're checking the emergency broadcast services here at the hotel, so they're just using the intercoms right now. Astros with an opportunity to walk this game off in the 9th inning. So they show Christian Campbell, the Red Sox prospect, hitting his first home run. Why haven't we seen Cam Smith's home run? Why haven't we seen Cam Smith's 2 home run game? I think a rookie's 2 home run game is better than that. That's one of the things I don't understand why they don't show so much of whenever you're watching the baseball game. They got the Astros cheerleaders on top of the dugout running around and cheering and dancing and stuff, but they don't really show them on TV. I wonder why that is. Suarez is on the mound for the Padres. Robert Suarez. I believe I have him in my folder. Yes, there he is. But his picture's too big on the screen. I need to resize that. Jay Myers comes to the plate, the man with a plan. First pitch to Myers on the way, low for ball 1. A single and a double for Myers and a fly out. I thought he was going to do the cycle today. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss, low on that changeup. Strike 1, the count is even. Myers takes a timeout. Suarez doesn't realize who he's facing right now. He doesn't realize that the guy he's facing is the one that can change the course of this game. He can change the outcome. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Mr. Baseball. Fouled off, 90 miles per hour in the lower inside part of the zone. Strike 2. One and two. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again at the plate. We're going to have another 1-2 pitch. What? Jordan is a beast. Jake Myers double. I feel it. I wanted him to get the cycle, but obviously, unless it goes into extra innings, that's not possible. But a home run or a triple is what he needs right now. But he definitely has the ability to do it. He's been on fire. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Myers fouls that back. That was 100 miles an hour, and he fouled it straight back. Myers was around in plenty of time on that pitch. Holy cow, he was expecting that. Man, Myers looked pro on that, fouling that straight back. He's handling that fastball. Here's another 1-2 pitch. This one's grounded to third, right down the line. They're going to say it's just foul. It's questionable whether Machado would have been able to beat Myers on that throw, though. You take a look at this. Big chopper right down the line, just barely foul. Another 1-2 pitch coming up in just a moment. Myers really battling at the plate, giving Suarez a run for his money. I bet you Suarez doesn't even know Myers. He's like, who is this guy? Haven't you seen the natural? You're looking at him right there. 1-2 again. Here's the delivery. Oh, Myers takes it on the outside corner for strike 3. 100 miles an hour on the outside corner. Just barely clips the edge of the plate. And called a strike. Right there. You definitely can't let that go. Cam Smith comes to the plate with 1 out, no runners on. In the dirt, ball 1. 90 miles an hour on that one. Astros down to their last 2 outs. Might be wrapping up this game in just a moment. As soon as we finish this game, I'm packing up and I'm heading out to get ramen with my lady. Here's the pitch. Cam Smith hits that 101 miles an hour and he fouls it off. Strike 1. Suarez putting some meat on that ball. A little bit of beef. Is that Wagyu? Wagyu beef? Maybe Cam Smith can pull out his barbecue forks. Here's the pitch. This one's also fouled off. 99 mile per hour fastball. Strike 2. 1-2 is the count. Come on, camshaft. Crank it up and crank it out. He calls timeout. He wants a little break so he can get adjusted in the box. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 92 miles an hour. And that evens the count, 2-2. I still haven't gotten used to this scoreboard on the screen because normally when I watch these games, it's in the lower right side, but because this is an ESPN game, it's in the upper left side. And they're moving everything around. Here's the next pitch to Cam. In the dirt again, 91 miles an hour, and that's a full count. Cam Smith has worked this count full. Suarez is about to deliver his 13th pitch. Yainer Diaz is on deck. He will be batting for Mauricio Dubon. Here's the pitch to Smith. He hits it to the right side, and it's caught. A line drive. Good catch by the first baseman. That would have been an opposite field hit, maybe even a double for Smith. That was really, really close. The Astros needed that, but look at this catch. He saved it. Yeah, Smith almost had it. At the very least, a single, if not a double, was just saved right there by Yuli Gurriel, of all people. Now, for some reason, they've got a little meeting going on the mound with Yainer Diaz coming to the plate. Yainer Diaz at the plate. This is the Astros' last chance for now. 2 outs, no runners on for Yainer Diaz. Diaz facing Robert Suarez. The way the game stands right now is 3-2. Astros down by 1. Here's the first pitch to Diaz. Swinging a foul tip miss caught by Maldonado. 101 miles an hour right down the pipe. 0-1. 1 home run this year for Diaz. That was a grand slam. Here's the next pitch. A little outside, 101 miles an hour. Misses by a couple of inches. That would have been a good result for Myers to get that one off the plate, but it's 1-1 now for Diaz. Here's the pitch. 100 right in there, swing and a miss. Yiner can't handle it. It's looking like if I were Suarez, I'd just be throwing those 100-mile-per-hour strikes right down the middle. Yiner's not able to catch up to it. Well, let's see what he does here. 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip miss, and that's going to be it for the Astros. Yiner cannot handle the fastball, like I just said. I don't see why Suarez would try to throw any off-speed stuff and give Yiner an opportunity to get around on it. The Astros lose this game 3-2, but they win the series 2-1 against what everybody is saying, or most people are saying, is the best team in MLB. I'm going to give you a quick recap, and then I've got to get out of here, guys. Unfortunately, the Astros dropped this game, but it was a pitching duel, unsurprisingly. Quick recap of the scoring, just for all of you lovely people. Where is it at, if it will load on the screen? Here it is. Okay, here we go. In the very first inning, the top of the first, due to a bunch of nonsense, the Padres were able to score on a fielder's choice. Tatis scored 1-0. In the top of the third, the Padres scored again. Again, Tatis scored on a single to right field. Padres went up 2-0. In the bottom of the fifth, Dubon singled to center field, scoring Myers, pulling the Astros within 2-1. In the same inning, Alvarez hit a sacrifice fly to right field, the only contribution of the entire game by Jordan, tying up the game 2-2. In the top of the seventh, Tatis hit a home run to dead center field, and that was all that the Padres needed. They win 3-2. Valdez gets the loss today, I believe. No, they're going to give the loss to Taylor Scott, actually. No decision for Framber Valdez. Jacob gets the win. Suarez gets the save. Let's see here. Let's take a quick look at the Astros schedule, who they've got coming up next. Open up the full schedule, and I'll share with you lovely people. All right, here we go. Toronto. Astros are going to be hosting the Blue Jays at home for a 3-game series starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we've got 3 games in a row, 3 evening games in a row. I plan to call all 3 of those games. I will post those for you, so if you are interested in following along, I appreciate you joining me. But unfortunately, that's all we have for now with the Astros. I'll say thank you all for being here, and go Stros. I've got to get packed up and get out of this hotel and go meet my woman. Thank you so much. Yes, Bubba, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone else who's not only come back again and again, but all of the new people who joined, my new subscribers. Looking forward to seeing you in the next game tomorrow. But for now, that's it. I'm going to end this live stream and get my butt out of here. Love you all.